Thomas.
What?
Thomas.
Well. What? Oh, hi guys. Just enjoying myself here. There's something that just came to my mind, and it's that these videos have been online for many years, and there's one tip that I realized recently that I should have given you a long time ago, and it is that when you watch videos, let's move over here. When you watch videos, my videos or anyone's Danish videos, I don't care whose it is, you want to be taking notes. And I'm kind of preaching now, I know, but the reason I'm saying this is because if you just watch a video and you don't take notes, it's kind of like, yeah, that was fun, but I don't really remember so much. Or you might remember some words, but you can't really internalize it. Like, you didn't really get the grammar structure, the sentence structure. So you want to be writing stuff down, not just because, oh, a teacher always says you should write your stuff down, but because it helps you to internalize it. So, one example. Let's say you're watching a video. It could be a fun video, it could be a phrase video, a grammar video, anything. Say you're watching a funny video. You see some phrase and you're like, oh, that's hilarious, that's awesome. What do? You write it down. And you write it down because then you'll look at it later and you have the sentence in front of you. And you can add the translation, you can choose to not add the translation. But the point is that you want to have it down on paper. And something that I see a lot, and this is quite interesting, is that people, many of you Danish learners, people who are learning Danish, you will watch like the most popular videos, right? Like phrase videos, because they have the basic phrases and you can kind of copy those. And I get that. I mean, when I was studying Japanese or Spanish or something, I was doing the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, just give me the most common phrases so I can go out and talk to people. And that's cool. But actually what you really want to be doing if you're learning is that you watch it and you see the sentences and you look at the structure of the sentence. So if there's a sentence that says, jeg kan ikke lide aber, I don't like monkeys. Of course that's a silly sentence. You don't need to say anything about monkeys most likely. But you could copy the part that says, jeg kan ikke lide. Right? Or another sentence, julemanden er min bedste ven. Now, julemanden er min bedste ven means Santa Claus is my best friend. Again, you'll never need to say this nonsense, I guess. But you can copy the structure, just the last part of it. Min bedste ven, my best friend. Like, instead of julemanden er min bedste ven, you can say, du er min bedste ven, or han er min bedste ven, you are, he is, or another name. So what you do is, you watch the videos, also like the funny videos, and you don't copy exactly what you see, but you just take like the usual structure. And also this can help you a lot with your grammar, because it can be very hard to remember verb conjugations, like, oh, what is the past tense, like what is the past participle, like all these different tenses. And if you're a grammarphobe, which some people are, then you'll be like, oh shit, this is just too hard. But if you just copy what you see and then replace one or two words, it's easier. Like for example, I går drak jeg dejlig mango juice. I går drak jeg dejlig mango juice. Yesterday I drank nice mango juice. Probably don't drink mango juice so much, but don't worry about it. You can just say, I går drak jeg, yesterday I drank, last night I drank, tea, øl, beer, koldt vand, cold water, whatever. So you take the essence of the sentence, I går drak jeg, yesterday I drank, and then you put your own word at the end. And this can save you so much time. And this is what I always tell my students. Let's move over here. I always tell this to my students, that instead of trying to think of everything from the bottom, like think of it from scratch, you want to take some sentences that have already been made, like by native speakers like me, teachers, or even from newspapers, I don't really care, Disney songs. You take those and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool, I'll take the sentence and I'll change one or two words, right? So those are the two tips that I'm giving you today. You want to be taking notes, and like especially the sentences that you believe you will find useful. You want to take notes of that, and then afterwards you want to be like, okay, so what's the structure here? And I don't mean like in specific grammar terms, like what's the verb, or what's the noun, what's the subject, what's the object, like all that. Not so much that, but just like what means what, and what part of this is interesting. Do I need to say that jeg drikker øl hver dag, I drink beer every day? You don't need to say that. But there are other things you do every day. So you could say, jeg arbejder hver dag, or jeg sover hver dag. Like I work every day, I sleep every day. So you take the part that's useful, and then whatever is not useful, you just throw it out. Right? And that's really the beauty. It's something very simple, but not a lot of teachers talk about this because it doesn't have like a specific rule. It's more something where you play around, but that's what you want to be doing anyway. Like you want to be playing around with the Danish language. You want to look at something and be like, oh, that's kind of funny. Let's see what I can do with this, right? So instead of saying, oh, god damn, this is so hard, how do I master it? It's like, you want to take a different approach. You want to be like, you know what, it's like a puzzle. Like, and I can tell you guys that, although I'm a teacher, I'm also a student of a language. It's just Japanese. And when I'm studying Japanese, I look at it as a puzzle. It's like for each new word that I learn, it's like, oh yeah, it's becoming a little bit clearer. And you want to feel the same way about Danish. And I'm not just saying this, as a motivational speech, like, to make you feel good. I mean, sure, I want to make you feel good. I want to make you motivated. But like the main force here is that I want you to get better. And you can by doing this. It's not even that hard. 10, 20 minutes a day. Like it can really do something wonderful. Just like a lot of other things. It adds up.
Okay, vi er live. We are live. Og vi skal drikke noget juice. Gonna drink some juice. Dejligt. Let's turn the camera so we can see the person drinking it. Whoops. And there's my hand. Så. Dejlig juice. Nice juice. Jeg står her i køkkenet. Ja. Standing here in the kitchen. Det er ikke mit køkken. It's not my kitchen. Men det er lige meget. It doesn't matter. Min ven, han laver mad. My friend is cooking. Og vi har den her. Got this one. Det er ananas. It's pineapple, obviously. Yes. But I'm not just here to talk about the kitchen, although that is awesome. What I want to talk about is, we should probably sit down for this. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny, by the way. Look outside. Motherfucking sunny. Very nice. So, what I want to talk about now is like to let someone do something or to make someone do something in Danish. So, if I let you do something, I would say, and don't worry, there's going to be a link for this in the description. You'll go to a website, you can read it all. At lade nogen gøre noget. Right? Like I could say, jeg lader dig hjælpe mig. Jeg lader dig hjælpe mig. I'm letting you help me. Right? And yeah, it's the same one as lad os gøre det. Let's do it. Right? So, it's actually the same as in English. Right? Og hun vil ikke lade mig se den film. Hun vil ikke lade mig se den film. She won't let me watch that movie. So it's actually pretty easy. And yes, there's a link, but just for the spelling. Lade is L-A-D-E, at lade. But very often we'll actually say it the fast way, like la. Like you could say, jeg lader dig gøre det. Jeg lader dig gøre det. Right? So it's like L-A apostrophe, that's how you pronounce it. But we spell it L-A-D-E-R, in the present tense. So that's at lade nogen gøre noget, to let someone do something. But what if you want to make someone do something? It's a little bit different. I would say, let's say the past tense. Jeg fik ham til at gøre det. Jeg fik ham til at gøre det. I made him do it. Right? Not like forcing, but just like convinced or persuaded. I talked him into it. Right? Jeg fik ham til at gøre det. Or I could say, det der får du mig aldrig til. Det der får du mig aldrig til. You'll never get me to do that. You'll never get me to take that action. So, very useful stuff. Hun fik mig til at hjælpe hende. Hun fik mig til at hjælpe hende. You could also translate it as she got me to help her. Right? So, could be another example. Jeg fik ham til at drikke denne dejlige juice. Jeg fik ham til at drikke denne dejlige juice. I made him drink this lovely juice. Right? Of course, I could also say, jeg lod ham drikke denne dejlige juice. Jeg lod ham, I let him. Jeg lod ham drikke denne dejlige juice. And that's really it. So you want to be able to say these because your Danish should be as natural as possible. And if you always use the same words like jeg vil, or jeg kan, that's okay. But you want to spice it up a little bit. You want to be able to say how you made someone do something, how you let someone do something. Ikke? Or I could also say, vil du lade mig gøre det? Vil du lade mig gøre det? Will you let me do it? Or then I could say, as a response, jeg lader dig ikke gøre det. Jeg lader dig ikke gøre det. I'm not letting you do it. I won't let you do it. Right? Very useful. Or, let's give you a long one. Tror du, vi kan få ham til at hjælpe os? That's a long one, but try. Tror du, at vi kan få ham til at hjælpe os? Do you think we can make him help us? Of course we can, right? So these are just a lot of examples that I'm kind of spamming at you because I want to make this clear. And again, this is a very valid point, and I know not a lot of people are watching right now because you're sleeping, but I'm in Japan, so I have to do it this way. I have to shoot it while I'm awake and not doing something later. So that's kind of it. Please take notes, as always. As I said in the previous video, you always want to be taking notes. You always want to be writing stuff down because that's how you learn faster. Good morning guys. Well, I guess it's evening, late night in Denmark. It should be around midnight now. Yeah, almost midnight. I'm here in Taiwan. Her i Taiwan. Det er tidlig morgen. It's early morning. Meget stille. It's very quiet. Klokken den er 6:55. It's 6:55. Jeg vågnede klokken 5:35. I woke up at 5:35. So it's just like, okay, let's go out and shoot a little live video here from Taiwan. This area is called Bitan. That's a weird name, you'd have to remember. But of course, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be teaching you some Danish. And today, I'm gonna be teaching you about stadig and allerede. And some more stuff. So, allerede. Allerede means already. Right? Klokken er allerede 7. Klokken er allerede 7. It's already 7 o'clock. Allerede. Oop, there's the sun. The sun's coming up. Let's take a look. Solen skinner allerede. Solen skinner allerede. The sun is already shining. Allerede. Oh yeah, practice the R. I know the R can be a bitch. It's annoying, but try anyway. Allerede. Allerede. Det er allerede for sent. Det er allerede for sent. It's already too late. Oh no. Okay, so that's allerede. What else? Well, then there's stadig. Hey, what's up guys? Stadig. Hey. Okay, they're really excited here. Stadig means still. Stadig. Softy. Stadig. You can use that a lot. Jeg er her stadig. Jeg er her stadig. I'm still here. Okay, good to know. Han er stadig ung. Han er stadig ung. He's still young. Stadig. Stadig. And yeah, please don't say steady, daddy. Don't say it as a hard D. It's a soft D. Stadig. Stadig. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. That's allerede and stadig. Both of them. And I have two more. They are hellere and helst. Now for the spelling, don't worry, later today, well, when you sleep, it's gonna be a link showing the spelling. But hellere is H-E-L-L-E-R-E, hellere. I'm sure you've seen this before. And hellere means rather, or preferably. So for example, jeg vil ikke sove. Jeg vil hellere se en film. Jeg vil ikke sove. Jeg vil hellere se en film. I don't wanna sleep. I'd rather watch a movie, or I prefer to watch a movie. Hellere. Det vil jeg hellere. I'd rather do that. I prefer to do that. Or I could say, jeg vil hellere feste. Jeg vil hellere feste. I rather party, or I prefer to party. Now, as you hear the translation is rather, it's rather as in preference, not rather when you're guessing like, oh, rather it's 2 million, not 1 million. No. This is for preferences. Okay, that's how we use it. So that is hellere. What about helst? Now, helst is very similar. H-E-L-S-T, helst. And this is like the most, like number one preference or priority. So, hvad vil du helst? Hvad vil du helst? What do you want to do the most? What do you really want to do? Sun shining. Hvad vil du helst, min ven? Hvad vil du helst, min ven? What do you want to do the most, my friend? Or what do you really prefer? Hvad vil du helst? Jeg vil helst spise kage, men vi har ikke noget. Jeg vil helst spise kage, men vi har ikke noget. I really want to eat cake, but we don't have any. No, that's a disaster. So that is helst. Okay? Or I could say, jeg vil helst på stranden, men hvis vi ikke kan, er det okay. Jeg vil helst på stranden, men hvis vi ikke kan, er det okay. I really want to, or I rather, go to the beach. But if we can't, that's okay. I'll just watch Danish videos. Alright? So that's kind of how you use it. And just to go through them very quickly, we have allerede, already. Right? I'll switch my hand here. Allerede. Klokken er allerede 8. It's already 8 o'clock. Klokken er allerede 8. Ja. Og stadig. Jeg er stadig din far. Jeg er stadig din far. I am still your father. It hasn't changed. What else? Right. Hellere. Jeg vil hellere se en film. Jeg vil hellere se en film. I'd rather watch a movie. I prefer to watch a movie. Right? And then of course helst. Hvad vil du helst? Hvad vil du helst? What do you want to do the most? Or what is your number one preference? Actually, I just remember one more thing. Hellere can also be used as in we better. Like, jeg må hellere. Oh, I better. Jeg må hellere gå hjem. Slow down here, I'm going a little bit fast. Lad os gå hjem. Right? Yeah, jeg må hellere gå hjem. I better get home. Right? Like kind of when you gotta hurry up or when that's the really right action to take. Jeg må hellere gå hjem. Vi må hellere skynde os. We better hurry. So, må hellere, ikke må, M-O-A, with a dot over it. Må. Vi må hellere. Oh, we better. Ikke? Og du må hellere lade være. You better not do it. Du må hellere lade være. And again, not as a, like, you know, prohibition, but just like, you better not. It's a good idea not to. So that's it. Hellere. It's some very good stuff. I mean, all of this is useful. Actually, everything you watch is useful. It's just about how you implement it. And since I already explained all the grammar, let's enjoy the pretty view here. Det er så smukt. It is so beautiful. My hair is nice too. Look at the sun again. Solen. Kan vi se solen? You see the sun? Nah, it's just backlight. Men det er solen. It is the sun. En ægte sol. It's a real sun. Ikke en falsk sol. Not a fake sun. It's not fake sun, not fake news. This is real. Så. Her går jeg. I'm walking here. Here I'm walking. Stille morgen. It's a quiet morning. Taiwan. And Taiwan. Og det er rigtig dejligt. And it's really nice. Hilsner fra Tyskland. Hej. Håber du har det godt. Wie geht's? Ikke man siger på tysk. That's what you say in German. Ja. Så det er rigtig godt. Og det er godt, at I følger med. I'm glad that you're watching or following. Klokken, den er, hvad er den i Danmark nu? Den er 12, et eller andet, 12, something. Yeah, you guys better go to bed. Oh, I må hellere gå i seng. No, don't go to bed, just finish my video, then you can go to bed. That's how it works. Yeah, alright, just walk over here. Gå lige herover. Yes. Men, hvad er det sværeste for dig? What's the difficult thing, the most difficult thing for you, når det kommer til at lære dansk? When it comes to learning Danish. Hvad har du problemer med? What are you having problems with? Because usually there's always a few grammar points that really drive you crazy. So tell me, what are they? Tell me in the comments or email me, danishmastery@gmail.com, whatever. You can do it however you want. But yeah, tell me. There's a greeting, but I didn't get to read it. Sorry about that. Just saw it fading out there. Nå. Men ja, hvad er svært? What's difficult? Jeg ved, der er udfordringer. I know there are challenges. That's why I make these videos. That's why I started 7 years ago. Because it gotta be fun.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's been 8 days since the last live stream, and I figured I wanna make one more. But today, I'm not so much going to teach you something like phrases. Today, I'm just going to talk about the topic, when will I be fluent? Like, when will you as a learner be fluent? Because this seems to be a pretty big topic for a lot of you. You are asking, when will I reach this level? When will I be good? When will I be fluent? And I cannot give you a short answer. Like, there's a lot of factors, there's a lot to be said here. I mean, I've been teaching for 5 years on Skype, and I've been making these videos for 7 years. I've seen it all. I've seen like low levels and high levels, people who worked hard, not so hard, people who had an unfair advantage, they're just good with languages by nature. So there's so much to say that I need to do a full live stream to really get into this. And there's a lot to say. So the question is, when will I be fluent? Well, first of all, you need to define what fluent or competent means to you. Does it mean that you are able to hold a normal conversation? Like, you can talk to a Danish person and you feel okay about it? Or maybe just talk to a child? Does it mean that you can speak fast, like a Danish speaker? Or does it mean that you know like all this advanced vocabulary and idioms and slang terms? Or does it mean that you can talk exactly like a Danish person? If it's the last one, that might be a challenge. But like, there's a lot of things. So first of all, you need to find out how good you want to be, like how good you need to be. And this is for those of you who are really serious and who wants to know. But first of all, I need to ask you, what do you need Danish for? Like, is it for work? Is it because you're married to a Dane? Is it because you like Danish movies? I had a few students who really like Danish movies. And they were like, oh God, Thomas, I want to learn it because this movie was so cool and I want to understand the culture. And I'm like, okay, cool. So first of all, you need to know why. And I already made 2 videos about this before. They're kind of shallow because it's like a very deep topic, but you can get the basic idea from them. So you need to know why exactly. When you know why, it's more easy to, it's easier to learn exactly what you need for that. Let's see, I have a bunch of notes for you here, give me a second. And the other question is, how soon you need to get to that level? Like, do you have a deadline? If you're getting married in 2 months and you need to speak at your wedding, you probably want to hurry. If you have a job interview, you also, want to kind of get your act together and really do it well. So it also depends how much time you have for that and how much of a rush you're in. Generally, I wouldn't say that you should rush, that's a bad thing for learning. But like, how soon do you have to be good? Do you have to be fluent or really good?
And also, do you just need it for passing an exam? Is it just because you have an exam and you're like, well, you know, if I pass this exam, I can get this permit to stay here, whatever. That's okay. I mean, I feel a little bit sad because I'm a native speaker and like a teacher, so I feel that maybe you're not so interested in the language itself. But okay, fair enough, if that's the reason. Maybe it's just an exam. So know why. Like, know why you're doing it and be honest with yourself if you actually enjoy the Danish language or if you just do it because you have to. Now, we're 4 minutes into this video and I have to actually answer the question, when will you be fluent? Well, these are the important factors. Your current Danish level. If you're a total beginner, you can expect a couple of years. Depends how much work you put in. But if you're a total beginner, expect it to take some time. Don't expect that you're going to be like really good in a month or 2 months or 4 months. Like, you can if you're really hardcore, if you just have a natural talent. But like, if you're a total beginner, it's going to take a while. If you're more of a like intermediate learner, then it's a lot easier, because if you're intermediate, you already know a lot. You just need to add a little bit more and fix some mistakes. Maybe you have a fairly big vocabulary, but you need to fix some grammar mistakes here and there. So it depends on your current level. Like, the higher it is, obviously, the faster you're gonna get there, because you're closer to that level. And because you're not struggling, you're not like, oh my god, this and that, and like, it's not confusing. You already fixed that. So the higher your current level is, the sooner you will get there, obviously. But what also matters, and this is a little bit unfair, I know, your native language. Because if it's English, okay, cool. If it's German, Swedish, Norwegian, maybe Icelandic, Dutch, you have an unfair advantage. And I'm sorry to say this because I know many of you don't speak those languages, but they will give you an unfair advantage. So if you speak Swedish and you want to learn Danish, it's like super easy, relatively speaking. Or Norwegian, super easy. German, also fairly easy. English, well, that English accent can be kind of annoying and funny sometimes, so there are things you need to be careful with. But some languages are closer to Danish than others. So if your native language is Spanish or Chinese or Russian, you're gonna have a harder time. And I know it's unfair. Like, it's not your fault, it's not my fault either, it's just the way it is, okay? So like, Danish is a little bit far away from you because it's not Germanic. Like, your native language is not in the Germanic language family. So that's just something you have to accept. But maybe you're lucky, depending who you are. If you're native English speakers, you need to be careful with the vowels. Like, in English, you would say like day or like howdy. Like, you have these long sounds. We don't have that in Danish. Like, a very common mistake I see is fødselsdag or fødselsdag. It's not like day, it's day. We only have one vowel, not day, just day. So like, for native English speakers, that's a big issue. I see it all the time. Like, these past 5 years that I've been teaching, I see it a lot. So that's something you want to pay attention to. And the R's. So you don't say like rah rah, like how it got racked guard. And that's real American. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of Americans in particular, but it's like, that's how it sounds to us. Like, if you have a very English, especially North American English accent, that's just hilarious. So watch that. And if you're a native Spanish speaker, you need to watch that R. Like that, I can't even make it, although I should after living in Spain for 2 years. That sound, you don't want to make that in Danish. It sounds really, really funny. So watch out, okay? And focus on getting the R right. Not the other sound. If you're a native Chinese speaker, and there's a lot of you I know, watch out with the tones. I know, I mean, those like 4 or 5 tones, they can really make it hard for you. Or like Cantonese or any like in the kind of Chinese family. You don't want to take those with you into Danish, because although it sounds cute, it makes it hard to understand you. Oh, also Thai, by the way. Thai, Vietnamese, I don't like any language that has tones. You have to be very careful how you pronounce words, because although it's cute, it's not correct. And if you speak some Slavic language, like I know at least Polish, like you don't have the definite or indefinite particle, like the man or a man or like the thing, then you need to watch out when you're doing Danish grammar. So like, there's a lot of things you need to watch out for depending what your native language is. So like, those are just some factors, but there are more factors. Another one is that how many languages you already know and what those languages are. again, like if you know many languages, you already know the process of kind of sucking at first, slowly getting better, feeling like a child because you can't express yourself, frustration, blah, blah, like that whole thing. You know it, and you made peace with it. But if this is the first time you're learning a second language, you're like, God damn it, why it's so hard? Like there's probably gonna be some resistance on your part, and you're gonna feel frustrated. You can overcome that with motivation and a lot of good materials, but you will feel some of it. Whereas if you're learning like your third or fourth language, it's like, oh, okay, it's a little bit hard, but you know, I'll get over it. Like, you know, you'll get through it. And I can say this because like I learned Japanese and Spanish, although Spanish not that well. And I remember in the beginning learning Japanese, I'm like, oh, this is so difficult. And then I got to Spanish, I'm like, okay, yeah, but it's easier than Japanese at least. So it also depends on what other languages you know and how much you're willing to push yourself, rather. So, and what those languages are. If they're close to Danish, of course, it's easier for you because you can like make some comparisons. If you already speak Dutch or German or Norwegian, it's going to be a lot easier than if you only speak, let's say, English and Russian or Arabic or something like that, because they're so far away. So that's a big factor. And the next point I have here is motivation. And this is always like, I kind of like talk about this, but I kind of don't, because it's gonna be like a pep talk very quickly, like, oh, just do your best and believe in yourself. That's not enough, but it does help, of course, if you have some motivation and if you keep it in mind, like, oh, there's a reason why I'm doing this, like maybe I should focus on that, maybe I shouldn't get so frustrated with like this particular point or that little thing that kind of fucks me over every now and then. Like you want to, or fucks me up rather, like you want to focus on the good part, you want to focus on the goal, because that's what's going to keep you going. I know it's so basic, but you need to, like your motivation needs to be there. And then there's the other thing, like another factor, the time, energy, and money you invest. Now this is where it starts sucking, because you don't want to invest, right? Like you want to do it as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, and without spending any money, and kind of just chilling with it. Well, time is really something you need to put into it. And I know this from experience, like teaching for 5 years, like I can tell that the students who study outside of the lessons, you know, watch videos, my videos, other videos, get textbooks, you know, do Duolingo, like all these materials, they learn the fastest, right? Because like they do the most. So you do that. The more time you put into it, the faster you learn. That's kind of the same as energy, actually. Like if you have the energy to do it, let's say you arrive, you're jet lagged, or you're tired, you're hungover, you know, you're having a bad day, but if you still have the energy, it's gonna be so good for you. It's kind of like going to the gym, right? It's like when you can push through that resistance, then you'll get further. So time and energy set aside for it is super important. And then there's money. And money is something that nobody really likes to talk about, because like, I don't want to spend, like, are you trying to take from me? Like, I know that's like the initial response. You're kind of skeptical when you hear that. Well, let me put it this way. When I was learning Japanese, I spent so much money relative to what I had on like books, and I never regretted it. Like I wasn't like, oh no, that was a waste of money, that was bad. It's like, no, I was like glad I did it, because all the energy I wasted on like looking for free pirated materials, which is also illegal by the way, or like, you know, freebies or little samples, it's just kind of like, why didn't I just get the materials right away? So I mean, that's a thing. Oh yeah, you're Korean, yeah, Japanese is pretty easy for you, I believe that. But yeah, definitely, it's like you can make it go so much faster if you just invest in the necessary materials. Or maybe it's a teacher, or maybe it's a program, maybe it's stay in Denmark, maybe you want to be an exchange student, and that's gonna cost money. It's like, stop trying to make it free. Like it's this idea that everything should be free and you're not gonna spend any money. That's, I'm sorry to say guys, but that's naive. I know not everybody thinks like that, but some of you do, and that's also a bad belief to have. Same with time and energy. Like you gotta invest something into it. You can't just like have Danish, you know, be blessed with Danish, like, yeah, oh now I'm fluent, like Neo in Matrix. It doesn't work like that. Okay, I'm a little bit harsh, but it's because I'm taking this seriously. So, this is a rant, but all of these factors that I just mentioned, they determine how fast you can learn. And I can't tell you how fast you will be, or how soon you will be fluent or really good, but I can tell you that I've seen students go from total beginner to lower intermediate, you know, in 4 months. It's like no time. I had one actually, I hadn't even been teaching her, like she started on her own with my videos and some other materials, I think. And in 4 months, she was like pretty good. And I'm like, wow, you don't even live in Denmark and you're that good? That's fucking impressive. So it really depends like how much energy you put into it again. And also, of course, if you have a natural talent for languages, if you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I see the pattern. Great. If you do, awesome. I've had students like that, and I've also had students who don't have that talent. So that's kind of unfair, but just kind of know what type you are. Like if you're very mathematical and you want to set everything in a schedule, then do that. Then study grammar. It'll help you a lot. If you're more intuitive, maybe you want to like watch music videos and stuff because you kind of feel the language more. So you have to know what kind of type you are. Like there's no solution that's good for everybody. You want to do the thing that's right for you. And that's not the best answer. Like it's not what you want to hear, because I could sell a better answer like this will work for everybody, but it's not true. You want to do what works for you specifically. Because I've also seen students who, you know, lived in Denmark for a long time and they moved at snail speed, like very slow progress, barely speaking basic Danish after living there for maybe 3 or 4 years. And I'm not saying this to be mean about it, but it's just like, you could have gotten much better if you had either had a teacher, so that's a matter of luck also, or if you had like studied more. So it's a matter of, you know, doing these things. The speed, it depends, you know, your motivation, your energy, your native language, your general talent for learning languages and all that. Oh, but by the way, if you don't have that talent, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse not to learn, because sure, you can do it. You just need a different way. Let's say you study well and you can keep the motivation going. Then in 2 years, you can get pretty far. Like I've had students who started with, I had this guy, he was like really basic in the beginning, and 2 years later we could talk about like politics and religion and relationships and stuff. I mean, it was awesome. So like you can get really far if you study like that. And also if you have fun with it. Like if you're only thinking about, oh, the finish line, the deadline, the goal, I mean, it's good, like you want to keep it in mind, but you don't want to rush to it. You want to be like, that's my finish line, or that's my goal, and that's why I make this fun for myself. That's why I make this every day, or I do this every day. So like that's a real mindset, and yeah, that's a pep talk, I know, but it fucking works. I'm very passionate about it. So I mean, if you do that, and then like if you keep doing it after 3 years, you can be really confident. Like you can feel so good where you'll be talking to Danish people and you don't think about it anymore. You're not like, oh my god, now I'm speaking Danish. It's like, you're just speaking a language. You just speak something you have in your mind. So like 3 years, yeah, if you put a lot of effort, watch videos and read books and have teachers and talk to kids, that's a great thing. Talk to kids, that is so good. I learned Japanese that way. But also talk to adults when you get to a higher level, of course. But like talk to kids in the beginning, or be an au pair or something. My ex-girlfriend was Japanese. She learned Danish in like, I think it was 7 months or something, because she was like taking care of little kids. It was awesome. You can learn so much from doing that. So yeah, of course, if you're really hardcore and you study a lot, then you can, I mean, if you're a total ninja, you can get to a high level in a year. Like if all you do is study, if you don't have a job, if you can just study all day long, or like 2 hours every day, then you're insane or insanely lucky. And then you can like advance at a very quick pace. So that's great. But the common mistake is rushing to get there. Now you can study a lot, but if you're rushing and if you're like, oh, I don't like this part, skip it. I don't like this part, skip it. It's like, no. Like you want to deal with it all, like inversion or the Danish R, all those kind of things. Like you don't want to skip any of them. You don't want to think that, oh, you know, I'm just gonna, because this is kind of complicated. I'm making fun of it because it's a really bad attitude to have. So you don't want to like try to skip or try to rush. You can speed it up, but you don't want to rush. There's a difference there. Of course, the good attitude is making it fun, making the process fun. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know this is all about making it fun. I mean, the website even more. Like, you see these videos and you're like, this is just kind of crazy. Oh, but I'm actually picking up words from it because it's fun. So, like, you're doing that, and maybe you also have, like, some Disney songs. Maybe you find The Lion King, because that's the best Disney movie ever. So you find The Lion King in Danish, and you're like, okay, you know, I'm picking up some stuff here and there. Because you're not thinking like, oh, I'm learning, I'm studying. No, it's not like that. You're just making it fun, and it has to be fun. Okay, it can't be fun all the time, but it should be fun like 80% of the time. You know, watch some videos and listen to some Disney songs and, you know, just make it a blast. So you gotta make it fun. That's absolutely key. And another common mistake is like looking for quick fixes. And this is so tricky, right? Because when I make videos, I'm always thinking like, okay, how can I make people watch this with the title? There's always an element of clickbait. But I don't want to like promise you things that I can't keep or that I can't deliver on. So if I say, let's fix your Danish in 10 minutes, not gonna happen. And also another thing is, if anybody tells you that they can fix your Danish in a very short time, don't listen to them. They're lying. They're selling you something. Sure, we can help you. We can really help you a lot. But like, you gotta combine materials, man. Like, you gotta do Duolingo. You gotta get a teacher. You gotta talk to kids. You gotta listen to songs. Like, all of it. So don't think there's like a quick fix. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be fast. And I mean, just talking to one person, just having a teacher and not doing anything besides that, not gonna work. And another thing that you really want to avoid doing is only focusing on what you want to learn. And this is gonna sound weird, because of course you want to learn what you want to learn. Why shouldn't you? What I mean is that if you go online and you search, you're like, learn Danish phrases, learn basic Danish, or how to, this grammar point in Danish. And that's fine, I get it. I mean, me with Spanish and Japanese, like I did the same thing in the beginning. The problem with that is, however, is that you only focus on that little point. So you're missing out a lot. You might be missing out a lot of vocabulary, a lot of cultural points, because sometimes you need to know the culture to understand the meaning of something. You have like this very narrow focus, and I can see it. I can see the most popular videos are 150 basic phrases, 100 verbs, 70 adverbs, whatever. Like, that's good, but you also just want to be taking everything in. Like, you want to watch everything you can. Some of it won't help you that much, but anything you put into your brain, I mean, some of it's gonna stick. If you have Danish radio playing in the background, some of it's gonna stick. Yeah, a lot of it won't, but you don't want to ignore teaching materials just because they're not exactly what you're looking for. Like, you want to be totally open, and let's be honest, there's not a lot of Danish teaching materials out there because it's a small language, it's a small market, and that's actually sad. But you want to be using anything, like whatever you can find, you want to be using it. Not only, the quick fix, but also that's... Yeah, pronunciation can be tough, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, I mean, you don't want to have that. You want to have a good attitude where you just open, if it's music, movies, because you can build your vocabulary. Sure, it's not like an explosion of knowledge. It's not like, oh yeah, now I mastered this point because I watched Frozen in Danish. Hell yeah. It doesn't work that way. It's just a gradual thing where you slowly get more and more, and yeah, I don't know how to say it in any other way. It's just like really good. So you want to do everything you can. I mean, some of my best students, I'm not supposed to say that, but the students who learn the fastest were the ones who would learn all the time. Like, when they're taking the bus, they would look at something and be like, oh, that's pretty awesome. I'll write that down and ask Thomas about it, or any other native speaker. I mean, it's like, exactly, read Danish every day, watch DRDK, that's Danmarks Radio, in case some of you might not know that. Like, just do something every day, have fun and watch children's shows. But back to the point with the student, like, he would watch things and he would write things down. And I also had like this girl, she would be so curious. She's like, oh Thomas, I was watching Netflix. It was like English but Danish subtitles, and I saw this word and I don't get it. What is it? Like, this general curiosity. Curiosity is so good, like really, really good. You want to have it. You want to be curious about everything. Sure, some things are more important than others. And if you're a beginner, you don't need to know about like political terms or like chemistry or something. But if you see a word and you find it interesting, write it down and ask a native speaker about it, or just write it down and translate it. Like, general curiosity, because everything you learn is of value. Everything. And of course, this is a very long answer to the question, when will you be fluent? But the real answer to that is all the things you can do to speed up that process. Not rush, just speed up. So yeah, I mean, you will learn so much in general from doing that. And I will say, thank you for that. Cannot pronounce your name, but thank you for that. Learning phrases is overrated. Sure, you can watch phrase videos, and you should watch them. Mine and others, you should watch them. But they're not going to give you everything you need, because they're already built. Like, if you just take those and you go out, Duolingo is great. Use it. Not your only tool, but use it. What was I saying here? And I lost my train of thought. All right. Yeah, sure. So, like, it's good to have phrases, but it's kind of like, oh, you just copy what you see. You also need to make your own sentences. So what you really do, what you really want to be doing, is have patterns. Let's take Aladdin, A Whole New World, that song. It says, et helt nyt liv, right? Let's take that sentence, et helt nyt liv means a whole new life. You can turn that into et helt nyt hus, totally new house, or et helt something else life. So you basically take the sentences that you like and you replace words. Of course, the grammar has to match, but you can do those exercises on your own. And this is way more useful because phrases, well, they're popular for tourists, right? If you're a tourist, that's fine. But if you live in Denmark, it's not enough just to learn basic phrases. Like, you gotta learn actual patterns. That's the way to go. And that's actually how I learned Japanese as well. Like, I would have, just a little side note, like I would have these things, actually I have a book somewhere here, where, let's see, this shit is so old. Like, I would just see something and I'm like, okay, I get this sentence. And native Japanese speakers, you can probably understand this. I get this sentence and I can replace 2 words and then I make my own sentence. And you can do the same with Danish. You don't have to build it from scratch. You don't have to like worry about the grammar and all that. Sure, grammar is good and you should learn some of it. I'll focus on that in the future. But like, you want to just take a sentence and say, how can I manipulate this? How can I modify this a little bit? Because the phrase wants you to play with it. That sounds very dirty. But really, like, you can learn so much from that. And I wish that all of you take that advice because it's so powerful. It's very, very powerful. If there's anything else I need to touch upon, it's that I've heard some people say this, that, oh, you don't need to learn Danish because Danish people can speak English. Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. We are pretty good at it, even with a Danish accent. The thing is that, though, if you live there, you don't have a lot of opportunities to make friends if you just speak English all the time. Because whenever there's a Danish group in front of you, they're going to get tired of speaking English at some point. Sure, they can, but it's not what they would naturally do. So they'll just be like, come on, man, just learn Danish, okay? Like, we have patience, but you also got to realize that when you are there, they have some expectations that sooner or later you're going to master Danish, at least to some extent. And also you can get more jobs if you speak Danish. So, like, it's just very powerful. Thank you very much, Miriam. Means a lot to me. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say today. I hope that I addressed most of your questions. They only show for a few seconds, so I might not catch all of them. But yeah, I mean, just, you'll be fluent, but like, it's gonna take some time, and you know, do what's necessary. And if you're just joining us now, then you can watch this video soon. It'll be up on the website probably in 10 minutes or something once it's been processed by YouTube. And yeah, right? So like, just to recap, be honest about what you need, and you know, put in the effort, invest. Don't be afraid to invest. You know, maybe it's not money. Yeah, maybe it's not money, maybe it's more a matter of time, maybe you don't think you have time. But on a final note, let me just say, if people have time to scroll Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all these places, TikTok, if you're very young, you know, for cool content, then sure as hell, you have like 10 or 20 minutes a day for learning Danish. You know, and that's the truth. So I think that's it. There's nothing else to say. Very beautiful background there, you can see. It's a nice little garland. I was actually working on a new video today. That's gonna be great. So thank you guys, and I will see you soon. Denne gang er jeg i en park. This time I am in a park. Dette er en park i Taiwan. This is a park in Taiwan. Dan Park, eller Da'an. So this is called Dan Park. If you're Taiwanese, I'm sure you know this place. If you're not, then you probably don't. Oh, there's a squirrel. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the park, although I would love to. I'm here to help you guys with some Danish. Again, another live stream. And I know that most of you are probably sleeping right now, but that's okay. I know the time difference. So today, I know it's a little windy. Woo, bear with me, it's windy. Today I'm going to be talking about skal, because skal, S-K-A-L, skal can be used in so many different ways. And actually I'm working on another video at the moment. It's going to be very long, so it's not going to be on YouTube. You have to go somewhere else to get it. But I want to give you a little bit today. I want to look at skal vi ikke. Skal vi ikke, you ever heard that before? Skal vi ikke is basically like, why don't we, or let's, or how about we? So like, how about we do something? Kind of like an invitation, a suggestion. So, skal vi ikke, what can I give you? Skal vi ikke drikke en øl? Skal vi ikke drikke en øl? Why don't we drink a beer? How about we drink a beer? Right? So it's like, skal vi ikke, shall we not? Like, it's very funny if you translate it literally. Skal vi ikke? Or, skal vi ikke gå i biografen? Skal vi ikke gå i biografen? Why don't we go to the cinema or the theater, the movie theater? Skal vi ikke gå i biografen? Right? This is very good. This is more natural than saying, jeg vil i biografen. Well, you can say that too, but you know, it's better to have more things at your disposal. So, skal vi ikke? Or what else? Skal vi ikke besøge din bedstefar? Skal vi ikke besøge din bedstefar? Which is basically like, why don't we visit your grandfather, right? Because he's got a lot of booze. Skal vi ikke besøge din bedstefar? So that's kind of how it is. Like, when you want to make a suggestion about something, like there's something you want to do, you can say, skal vi ikke? Skal vi ikke gøre det? Why don't we do it? Let's do it, right? Super useful. Again, like I said before, skal can be used in many different ways. And for that reason, I am working on a video. It's going to be very long, not here on YouTube, somewhere else, where I'm going to elaborate on this. Because I have a lot of students like struggling with skal. Skal and will and can and må and bør and like, I know it's a headache, I know it's a nightmare, but I'm working on something, so don't worry. So the next one with skal is skal nok. Now what is skal nok? Skal nok is kind of like, I'll do it, like reassurance, like I'll handle it, I'll take care of it. Woo, still windy. Is it better? Like I could say, jeg skal nok hjælpe dig. Jeg skal nok hjælpe dig. I'll help you, right? Like a promise or reassurance, like don't worry, I'll help you, right? Or I could say, jeg skal nok ordne det. Jeg skal nok ordne det. I'll handle it or I'll take care of it. So this is really useful if you wanna, you know, make sure or like ensure someone that, hey, you know, don't worry, I got this. So, jeg skal nok, yada yada, the action. Right? Oh, this is beautiful. I'm about to walk into some palm trees. Love palm trees. Or could also say it about someone else. Could also be like, du skal nok nå det. Du skal nok nå det. And that's like, woo, windy. Du skal nok nå det. It's like, yeah, you'll make it. Like, you'll be on time. Don't worry. You'll make the train or the deadline or whatever. Right? Du skal nok nå det. Right? To show that you have confidence in that person. Du skal nok nå det, my man. My friend. You don't have to make a stupid voice, but you can if it suits you. So yeah, could also be about a third person. Could also be, han skal nok komme. Han skal nok komme. And han skal nok komme is like, he'll come. Like, he's going to come. Don't worry about it. Han skal nok komme. And this nok is important because if you only say han skal komme, it means like, oh, he has to come or he must come. So that's totally different. Right? This nok makes a huge difference. Han skal nok komme. Woohoo, still win. What? That's a fucking scooter. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, so han skal nok. Right? It's really useful. And there's a set phrase I want to give you. It's really good. It's, det skal nok gå. Det skal nok gå. Woohoo. Fucking win, I'm sorry. Let's get away from this. Det skal nok gå is like, it'll be okay or it'll be fine. Kind of like, everything's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. You know, there's gonna be a good outcome in the end. Det skal nok gå. Alright? Okay, let's try to seek some shelter from the wind over here. Sorry about that, guys. I can't control the weather. So, that's something about skal. Skal vi ikke and skal nok. And as I said, there's a lot more to know, and that's why I need a much longer video to elaborate on it. Det her er Darn Park, og den er stor, and it's big. Det er den største, it's the biggest, måske ikke, maybe not, I'm actually not sure. Men den er ret stor. but it's pretty big. Solen skinner her, sun is shining here. Woohoo! 26 grader, 26 degrees here in Taipei. Goddamn, great country, great country. Taiwan's a good place. Okay, there's not so much more to say. If you have questions, leave them behind, leave them down in the comment section, and I'll get to them when I can. And if you want to like ask more in-depth question about this or that, lessons or whatever, well not lessons but anything else, you can contact me on danishmastery@gmail.com. And that's again danishmastery, nice, danishmastery@gmail.com. So that's where I'll be at, and I'll get back to you when I can. Once again we're live. Hi guys, welcome to another live stream. This time is going to be a little bit different because today I'm going to tell you the story of how this channel came to be. Basically why I started making these Danish videos, what were my motives, what inspired me, was there like a need for it, was it just an impulse? I'm gonna get into that today. It's evening here in Taiwan, and therefore I say skål, sommersby. It's even Danish. Ah yeah. So let's walk around a little bit, get some energy. Also, I'll give you guys a moment to join, because I know I just started. So it all started back in 2013. Actually, you could say in a way, hi there. It started even earlier, because I was in Japan, you know, and I was like learning Japanese, and it was pretty difficult. And I remember going to school and the teachers weren't that good. Like, they weren't nice, and the way they explained things to me was just like, this is not working for me, you're kind of making fun of me. And like, I remember at one point where they were actually explaining Japanese grammar in Japanese, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So it was just awful. And why is this relevant? It's relevant because it gave me some understanding of how it feels to be a student, you know. So I was like, if I'm ever going to help anyone learn Danish, I definitely gotta do a better job than that. And I think I have. So anyway, later that year, we're talking like July 2013, I was doing some language exchange, like Danish, Japanese. And one of my partners, language exchange partners, she said like, Thomas, can you make like a sound file or video or something? And I was like, yeah, maybe I could. Why not? I guess I could do that. So, you know, I just made a couple of videos, and I didn't expect so much. I didn't expect like a big audience or following. I didn't expect anything really. I just wanted to help a few people. So that's what I did. I started making a couple of videos, and you know, let's just jump back here. If any of you were like watching back then, you'll know that those videos were very basic. It's basically just me standing, reciting the alphabet, like A, B, C, D. Like, it was very silly and very basic. But that's what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to help a few language exchange partners with their Danish, and at the time it was like, I didn't really teach Danish before, but I guess I can do it. I mean, I was teaching English to kids in Japan, and this should be easy, right? This is my own language. So yeah, I mean, that's what I did. And I was just like standing in the backyard, you know, and I would just like ramble on like I'm kind of doing now. And then if something was useful, I kept it. And I made some videos out of it, and that's basically how I got started. And because it's in the countryside, it's very quiet, and you know, that's good for working in general. But in the beginning it was very simple, and there's a reason why I insisted on the videos being a little bit silly and a little bit fun. And that was because when I was, you know, learning Japanese, I was also looking for some videos and some materials, and I just thought that most of the stuff I found was so boring. it was like, hey, look at this screen and look at this blackboard, let me explain it to you. It's just like, what, why, like, why are we doing this? So that didn't really work for me. So I was like, this has to be entertaining and this has to be fun. Now, when I say it has to be fun, I don't mean like, oh, it has to be hilarious, it has to be a circus, you gotta be laughing or like blown away. I'm not saying that. Maybe sometimes you will be. Maybe sometimes I'll make something really crazy or really hilarious. You'll be like, oh my God, cool. But most of the time, what I mean is just that make it a little more engaging, a little more interesting than your average language learning video. Because there's this like idea within the community of learning languages that it's okay if it's boring because, you know, suck it up. Just learn it, just do all the boring stuff and you'll be good. And sure, some of it will be boring, maybe 10 to 20%, but most of the time you can make it fun. And I'm all about that. Again, fun doesn't mean funny necessarily. It doesn't mean hilarious. It just means engaging. So that was like my whole philosophy. And it started back in 2013 because I thought, damn, it was awful learning Japanese. Like I got kind of far, but like the teachers weren't nice to me. So it's just so obvious. And I already had a YouTube channel, like this very channel. It just had a different name. It was called Bakadaino. That's another story. So it's just like an obvious choice. And it's very natural for me because I always had a love for making videos. I mean, since I was 12 years old, it was so retarded. Like, I remember I found my parents' old camcorder and I would just like walk around and film everything, and I'm like, let me film my toes, and oh, here's a football, let's film this. It's just like, whatever. I just shot whatever. So I always had like a passion for making videos and stuff. So what I did was I combined these two, like my love for languages and my love for making videos or movies or whatever. And that's why I cannot just make a basic video, you know, like me sitting here giving you some vocabulary. Like, I mean, it's fine. Like a lot of people do that and they watch that. But I was never about that. Like I was about the art, you know, the experience. Because I believe that if you're having fun when you're watching it, like if you remember it and it's like, oh shit, I want to watch that again, there's a higher chance of you remembering it. And it's like, you gotta get to people's feelings, right? Like you gotta make them feel something. You can't just say, hey, remember this for the exam, da da da. Screw that. I'm not about that. So yeah, I mean, that's what it was. Like you got videos and you got like languages together, and I just felt like it was a very powerful idea. And I always loved languages. I mean, learning Japanese when I was like 21, 22, 23, I'm 30 now, by the way. I think that's really what like changed things for me. Like all of my 20s, I pretty much spent either learning or teaching languages. Like that's all I've been doing in my 20s, and some other crazy shit too. But like, that's been my main job, my main occupation. Now where were we here? I forgot where it was. No, anyway, so I combined that. And then like after some time I thought, I don't know if I want to keep making these videos, but I should make like a list. Like I should make a list for people learning Danish, you know, with some example sentences like jeg kan godt lide, or hvorfor, fordi, or selvom. Like any of these kind of adverbs and patterns. And that's what I did. I started making that, but I soon realized that it was very long. It got like to 7 pages or something, and I'm like, I can't put this on a blog, no way. I'm like, what should I do? And then my neighbor at the time, he was a really cool guy. He came over and he had like his iPad. And he showed me, he's like, Thomas, you know, I'm making an ebook. Like, oh, I made this ebook for my daughter. Like, his daughter's like 3 years old. Oh, wow, really? You made that? Yeah, now you can make books on your iPad, on your tablet. Check that shit out. And I was just so impressed. And I thought that, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my materials, like my ideas, and put them into an ebook. I don't really care if anybody wants to publish me. I'm just going to do it. And then I'm going to, like, you know, give it to people. I just want to put it out there and help them, because again, I remember how I learned Japanese. I remember what worked for me, what didn't work for me. So I just copied what worked for me and discarded and tried not to do what didn't work for me. So it's all about empathy. Not like I'm Jesus or anything, but I just tried to do what was right. So anyway, so I thought that, you know, oh, they should get a book and it's gonna be free. And then I said that, my mom was there, my mom's friend was there, and they were like, you can't make it free, Thomas. Well, no, you know, just want to give it to people. I'm not greedy or anything. But They were like, oh, but you can't make it free. Like, come on. Then I thought about what they said, and I'm like, I guess there is some truth to what you're saying. I can't make it entirely free. So I didn't. I think I charged like 25 DKK Danish kroner for it, which is still very cheap. But anyway, you know, I didn't have like a long-term plan. I just knew that there's a couple of things I had to do. Like I had to make a few videos and I had to make this book. And then like, I thought to myself, maybe I can make a difference. Maybe I can help people. Maybe I can help them feel that Danish is fun and not just like a boring chore. So that was my whole motivation. So I was working on this book, you know, like rest of 2013 and first half of 2014. And then I came back to Denmark. I've been in Japan for a few months. When I came back, I'm like, the book is almost finished, but like something is missing. Like it needs some spice, needs something fun. I was like, oh, videos, of course, gotta make videos for it. So I did that. As soon as I came back to Denmark, I decided to shoot like around 30 videos for it. I think it's 35 actually. So I got up every morning, early morning, for like 7-8 days in a row, and I just shot some stuff. And sometimes it was like 5 in the morning, 5:30. I didn't care. I just wanted to do it. So I walked around on the beach with my selfie stick. Correction, I didn't have a selfie stick. I just held the phone like this, really, and it was like getting a cramp in my arm. I didn't care. I wanted to make the videos. I thought people should have them, and I was having fun. So you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I really feel good about this, and it's so easy. And I remember thinking this, like, it's kind of mind-blowing that something that's so easy to me is so helpful to other people. It's like, I have an obligation to do this. Like, I can put in 2 hours and then hundreds of thousands of people can watch it, and like they can add it to a playlist and rewatch it. And I'm like, okay, I can't waste this. Like, I gotta do something here. So I was really thinking about that a lot. And then I made the videos and I put them in an ebook, and it sold a little bit. Some people bought it. I got some nice feedback and response, and that was great. You know, that's why I made it. But I also realized that what I really liked about making it would be the videos. The videos was just like way too fun. Yeah, I mean the video, like the book part, it's kind of cool, you know, compiling it and writing it out. Translating is pretty boring though. I might as well admit translating is really boring, but the other parts are fun. But then I thought, oh shit, I gotta make more videos. Yeah, I mean, I gotta do it. So, you know, I just started doing that, like maybe 5 videos a week. I didn't publish all of them, but you know, I put them in some later kind of ebooks, like video collections, Ultimate Danish Video Collection Beginner, Ultimate Danish Video Collection Intermediate. I know very long names, but that's what I called it at the time. I thought that Ultimate Danish sounded pretty badass. I'm like, Ultimate Danish, it sounds so powerful. And I was 24, you know, so I wanted something that had punch. I imagined it almost like a superhero thing. So anyway, so I discovered that, you know, and then I went back to Japan because I'm, you know, so restless that I always need to go somewhere new. I couldn't be happy in Denmark, of course. It's also so cold in Denmark, come on. So I went to Japan late 2014, and I just kept shooting videos there. But I didn't really have a vision, like, you know, is this something I want to do for a living, or is it just a hobby, or like how serious am I don't know. So I was kind of like lost a little bit, you know, in my career, and I also wanted to make other videos, but I didn't know if I wanted to put in the effort. I was also kind of short on money at the time. I had some good friends who helped me, so that was really nice. But it was a bit of a mess. So I had like a bit of chaotic experiences early 2015 in Japan. Still a nice country though. Go to Japan if you get the chance. Then still 2015, around end of January, there's a guy, he texted me, and he bought one of the ebooks, and he was like, hey Thomas, do you teach online, like Danish? And I was like, I don't. I thought this, I don't teach, but I could, why not? I was like, yeah, okay, I can do that, I can teach you. And it was like, well, of course I can. I mean, it's my own language, and I've been teaching English before and stuff to kids, so I'm like, yeah, how hard can it be? That's really what I thought. But it started out like very basic, you know, it wasn't like grammar based, it was just like conversation, reading some text, maybe correcting pronunciation a little bit. And it was really cheap too. I was so cheap back then. It was like 40 kroner for 80 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour and 20 minutes, it was crazy. But it got me started, and it was nice because, now first of all, for selfish reasons, you know, oh yeah, money is nice. But it was also good because it gave me a practice, like explaining Danish, and it gave me a better understanding for what people needed. And I just like hearing myself talk. I mean, I don't think that's a secret to anyone. So it was good.
And I gotta say, like, throughout these past 5 years that I've been teaching online, I've learned so much. Like, I've learned so many things about different cultures, you know, like how things are in Poland or like somewhere in Africa or Malaysia. Like, I hear so many stories and anecdotes, it's insane. Like, sure, I am the teacher, but I've also learned so much from my students about their cultures and stuff. And I don't even ask for it, it just comes up. So when you've been teaching for like 5 years, when it's been around 80 or 90 students, let's say more than 3,000 or 4,000 lessons, you kind of have some stories to tell, and they're all secret. But it's been a lot of fun, it really has. I've learned so much from doing it, and I also hope that they learned. Well, some of them been with me for 2-3 years, so I know they did. So anyway, where were we? All right, so 2015, let's speed up a little bit. Let's go to the end of 2015. I was thinking like, I should make a new ebook. Like I should make an ebook just with phrases. Like the other one had text and that was cool, but this one should only have phrases. So I thought, still about the name Ultimate, because I still like the Ultimate. So I made the Ultimate Danish Phrasebook. Some of you may have bought it or you know about it at least. And it's like, yeah, that was a pretty good book. And it is, and it was also at the time. I just compiled a lot of sentences. Like if I was coming out of the shower and I had an idea, I would like rush to my phone and write down some sentences, or if I was in the train or the airplane or anywhere, if I was just like bored or had some extra time, I would write down some phrases. And it ended up being around 2,000 phrases. It was like small talk and self-introduction and transport and work and family, but also like love and friendship, marriage, divorce, pop culture, politics, a little bit, I mean everything, any topic you can imagine, I wrote it down. And I did that because, again, if I were or was learning a language, I would want something like this. And I'm like, God damn, this is so powerful. I want to make it, you know. So there's a bit of like a legacy I want to leave behind. But I also wanted people to get something amazing. And again, I didn't want to make it too expensive. I think I charged like 30, 35 krona, I'm not sure, it's been like 4 years, but not a lot. And the response was very positive. And then later on, I actually made another edition where my mom, who's an artist, very good by the way, she made some drawings on her little tablet and we put them like, you know, inside the book. It was really good. So I made the Ultimate Danish Phrasebook. Again, super long name. I'm not very good at being brief and concise. I like those long names. And it was great. And then I left Asia. I'd been in like Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, going back and forth a little bit. And then I came back to Europe, but in Spain. I didn't go back to Denmark. I've been out of Denmark for a full year. Like I was teaching Danish, I was making all these products, but I wasn't even in Denmark. It was a weird feeling, but I'm still like representing the country and now I'm in Taiwan. So I went back to Europe, but in Spain, and this was my first time in Spain. You know, I expected it to be like super exciting and shit, like, you know, everybody dancing all the time. And actually some of that was true. South Spain. Fluent, I can't pronounce it, but near Malaga. So yeah, that was great. Like I was in Spain, you know, and I realized, and maybe this is too technical for some of you, but you know, you can just kind of sleep through it. You don't have to pay attention to this part. Like I got much more in depth with the videos. Like before it was just like me talking. You know, I got a selfie stick and I'll just walk and talk. And maybe sometimes, you know, I might use some clips or shots, but it wasn't that often. Most of the time I would just like do a walk and talk and nothing else. But then when I came to Spain, something happened. It's just like, boom, my brain opened up. I think it's because I started eating more vegetables. Eat your vegetables. I got so many ideas, like videos with cats and me like rapping in front of a castle. There was something going on a beach. Like it was just awesome. I made some really good videos and I think people noticed that. So that was really good. But you know, I don't want to be all like nail gazing here. It has to be relevant to you too. So I'll skip forward to July 2016. Yeah, July 2016. I was in Taiwan, again, no surprise. It was my third time there. And I remember the summer, it was hot, like it's always hot, it's hot right now. Like 34 degrees, and there's no air conditioning. So I was just sweating like a pig, you know, a Danish guy, like 34 degrees heat. How can anyone survive that? You can't. So it's just lying there. And at the time, I was living with this girl, kind of had a thing going on, whatever. And she always asked me, like, Thomas, don't you have some pot? I want to smoke pot. You should have some, right? And I'm like, no, I don't have any. And she's like, but you're a foreigner. Why don't you have any pot? I'm like,
I'm sorry that I don't live up to your idea of a foreigner. I don't bring the party. I'm not fun, but I don't have pot, okay? At that time, I hadn't even smoked it, but that's another story. Now, there's a point to this why I'm talking about pot. Because we talk about that a lot. And another thing about this girl was that she loved Winnie the Pooh, you know, the bear, or Peter Plys, as we call him in Danish. She loved Winnie the Pooh so much. She had like merchandise, you know, like sheets, towels, like phone cover, case. It was just, everything was Winnie the Pooh. I thought it was kind of crazy. But I try not to judge it. And then, you know, I was just like lying in bed because, you know, with the time difference, I didn't have any work. And I was just thinking, I should write a new story, like for my students. I already wrote like this alien story, but I want to write a new story. It should be something supernatural. And I was thinking about the weed thing, the pot thing that she said. And I was like, and then a bear. I was like sweating so much. I thought, oh, I just want some cold weather. I just want some ice, you know. And then I think in Danish, so like the Danish word is is ice, and isbjørn is polar bear, ice bear. So I'm like, a polar bear smokes pot, yeah! Like, it was like an epiphany for me. So, you know, I started writing a Danish story about a polar bear that smokes pot. Yeah, no kidding. And he befriends a unicorn. And they also meet Santa Claus. And no, I wasn't smoking pot while I wrote this. Actually, I've never tried it, that's why I wrote it. Anyway, that's a personal story. I need something. So I was really excited about this. And of course, the unicorn was his best friend because it had to be something supernatural. And one of my students at the time, she had a Skype photo of a unicorn. And I'm like, that's so weird. But you know, it can work. Why not? A unicorn. So I started writing this story, you know, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, will people like this? And they did. Like my students, I just gave it to my students at first. They were like, okay, this is bizarre, but I love it. You know, it was like very positive reception. They really enjoyed it. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. I mean, sure, it's silly, but the story is still good. Like the grammar is still there. Like it still has everything you need to learn a language. Like, of course, we read it together, you know, and then we focus on the pronunciation or focus on the grammar, or maybe translate a little bit here or there. But that's kind of how it was. Let's see here, where was I? Yeah. So, you know, I just thought, like, I kept writing this story, and it got pretty dark too. Like, Santa Claus was in it, and he had some issues with his kids. Apparently, they felt so neglected that they had become terrorists. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Or like something to that effect. Like, they had made this organization where they were now killer elves. And he had 200 children, and most of them had like become so jaded and angry that they were now terrorists. And you're like, what does this have to do with learning Danish? Well, you know, later on, I actually turned it into an ebook. I turned it into an ebook, this story. It's called Et koldt eventyr, a cold adventure, right? Because it starts in Greenland. And I was really proud of it. And I feel so happy that something I love doing, you know, writing stories, being creative, just putting some crazy shit in there, exploring things, could be used to teach people a language. Like, I know that many people would be like, what the hell, I'm not gonna read that. Fine, that's okay, I don't mind being polarizing. But I also know that some people absolutely loved it. Some of my students did, and other people, like some people who bought it later on, they were like, Thomas, this is amazing. This is like epic. And I'm like, okay, take it easy, take it easy. But the point was, I was really happy to make it. I was happy to help, and it was fun to write. So anyway, let's skip a little bit. Let's go forward to December 2016. I came back in Denmark for the first time in 2 years. I was out of Denmark for 2 years. It was so weird. And I remember I landed in the airport. So I came from like Korea, and then I had transit in Bangkok, and then in Copenhagen. So I came in, and you know, I showed my passport, and I expected it to be like Inception. You know, when DiCaprio's character, he comes back, and they're like, welcome back, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. And you know, it was like a big deal. And I was like, oh, they didn't even say, welcome back, Thomas, blah, 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 blah. That was like an ego thing. Just ranting. So I was back in Denmark, and it was a very strange feeling. I know, but it was also good. It was good being back in Denmark. I felt like it's great to be in the country that I'm from, and also, you know, the country that I'm representing. I might not be a typical Dane as I travel all the time, and I hate the cold weather, but I am Danish after all. So it's good to be back and all. And then, actually a little bit prior to that, I started teaching Liam. And you all know who Liam is, of course. That's the other guy that you've seen in a lot of videos. And I met Liam through teaching. Because, as you can probably guess from his name, he's not a native speaker, right? He's English, he's British. And And therefore he was like looking for some teacher, and he found me. He had watched my videos, he liked them, yada yada. So he contacted me. I started teaching him. But soon I realized this dude doesn't need so much help. He's like really high level. I don't know what to teach him. Now, sure, I could help him a little bit. Liam, you got some accent here, or like there's some stuff to fix here, like minor things. But there was like nothing major. It was really like, I can only polish your Danish. Yeah. Sydsjælland. I come from Præstø. It's like 1 hour south of Copenhagen. That's why my dialect is a little bit funny. So anyway, and so yeah, Liam, I started teaching him, and it was like, you know, shit, I couldn't even help him because his level is already so high. Where was I? All right. But I also realized one thing about him. He is so creative. I mean, goddamn, that man has so many ideas. And I'm like, you know, it's good to teach him and making money and all that, but it would be nicer to have him as a friend, or like to work with him. Or we should make videos together. And I was thinking about it, you know, and then during our last lesson, what would be our last lesson, I didn't know it at the time. Like, I remember we had this story. We were just like improvising, you know, to practice his Danish over the phone. And it was something about Batman and the Joker. And of course, those are funny characters already. And I don't remember the details because it has been like 3 years. But something about, you know, something very dirty and something with fingers in the butt, or I don't know, like it was really bizarre. It was really fucked up. But anyway, we had fun and we were like both laughing. And I said to myself, Thomas, you gotta be professional. You know, you're teaching, you can't laugh too much because you gotta keep a certain distance. This is not your friend, he's paying you. But I was also like, I think I'd rather like be creative with him than teach him. I think that's better also for him. He doesn't really need to be taught anymore. So I suggested that to Liam. I said at the end of the lesson, like, hey, you know, Liam, and I tried to, you know, not sound too excited, although I was. It's like, you know, Liam, you're very creative and I'm very creative. Like, we should get together, you know, and like maybe make some videos or something. Like that would be fun. And he was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then the rest is history. So we got together, and I just lived abroad a lot: Japan, Spain, Korea, Taiwan. So I always use my English. That's why. Thanks. You know, so like we just got together, and the first time I wasn't actually that prepared. It was like, so let's do I don't know, maybe something with this candy bag or this hat. I don't know. Let's just do something. Actually, this is like 3.5 years ago. And then he had some garlands or tinsel, and then, you know, we put that on him, and it was so stupid. I'm like, hey Liam, let's make a video about you being a king, and he's like, okay. You know, he just went along with it, and I'm like, ja, konge. And so I said it first. I was filming him, and then he repeated in front of the camera like, ja, konge. And it was so funny. It was so dumb. It was so primitive. Like, I remember one of the comments in the video. It was like, oh, this is the worst version of Shakespeare I've ever seen, but at least it wasn't 4 hours long. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's like 2.5 minutes. So it was so much fun, you know. I quickly found out that Liam and I, we really understood each other. And it was like, God damn, this dude is talented. He's funny. He's hilarious. So yeah, but he was also like kind of shy in the beginning, you know, as most people are, like in front of a camera, performing, acting. Like, it's not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. But you know, he kind of came out of his shell, and I gave him some tips and stuff like that. So it was awesome. And that's pretty much what defined 2017 for me. I mean, I know other people were caught up in the news with Trump and stuff, but for me it was like, Liam and I are making great videos. Like, him and I, we understood each other, we could like do crazy shit together. And I think some of the videos we made in that summer and autumn 2017, that was like some of the best work I ever did. At least the most creative. I don't know, like you as a learner or you as learners might have a different opinion because, you know, you just want something that fits your level. But from a creative perspective and like the whole process, I mean, that was just absolutely bomb. That was just totally awesome back in 2017. So we were very creative, and we understood each other. It was good because I've been working alone for a long time, and you know, it slowed the production. But you know, now I had a kindred spirit, you know, and someone who had like other ideas. So it was really awesome. And another good thing was that, you know, he was a foreigner, so he also had to learn Danish from scratch, which meant that there are actually some grammar terms that at the time he could explain better than I could. Like sure, since then I picked up, but at the time, I didn't like go much into the grammar terms, but he was like, oh, I know this, I know that. I'm like, wow, you know a lot about Danish, but of course you do, because you had to learn it. So I was very impressed with that. I mean, he has a huge knowledge of the Danish language for a foreigner. He's very good. And he was also pretty good back then. I mean, he was really good back then. I was better, of course. So yeah, I was impressed with that. And it just goes to show that when you immerse yourself in the language, you can get so far. Like even if you're alone, because I remember he told me stories about him being in the UK with his family, and he would like watch Danish stuff before dinner, and he's like, yeah, I'm jamming this shit. Like you learn a lot. So it was super powerful. But yeah, like we got into doing a lot of videos, and because we were two, we could like explore more topics, you know, because suddenly we were two actors. So we had this video about a bench. Maybe some of you guys already know it. It's basically him sitting on a bench looking kind of weird, and he'd also broken his arms prior to that, so that was also messed up. He's like sitting on a bench talking about how much he loves the bench. He's like meditating on it, sleeping on it, but insisting on not being crazy. It was really crazy, yeah. And then I come along like, this is my bench now, I want it. It's like Monty Python type of humor. It was really messed up. You know, so we had so much fun with that, and we really put our soul into it. Oh yeah, gracias. And that was cool. So, you know, him and I, we really got to explore some stuff. Also like some stuff that was a little more edgy, you could say, like a little more provocative. Because I've like, and this is kind of the next point that I want to get to, although it's not really in the storyline or the timeline. I never really been of the idea that, you know, because you're teaching a language, you have to be like neutral. Like you have to be very bland and corporate, and you can't have an opinion, you can't say anything of substance. I've never been of that opinion. I just, it's not me. You know, now there is no doubt, if you watch many of my videos, you'll see that, damn, he talks a lot about nature. And he's a bit of a hippie. He talks about like creativity and inspiration a lot. So sure, there are some topics that are maybe overrepresented a little bit, and some that are underrepresented. But in general, I try to touch a lot of different topics. And I don't have this idea that there are some topics I can't touch. You know, some people say, oh, don't ever talk about politics or religion or whatever. Actually, I don't touch those topics much, but that's just because it's hard to make those videos, because it's very complex issues, so I don't do it. It's also a lot of work like editing and translating very long sentences, very long subtitles, so I don't do that much. But I'm not of the belief that you have to like stay away from so-called dangerous topics. Sure, there is something called censorship on YouTube, and we'll get to that a little bit later. It can affect like how you can monetize your videos and stuff. But anyway, so no, I never wanted to be like this neutral corporate, you know, sit with the suit every time and be like, hello, let's learn Danish. In 5 minutes, you will be fluent. I'm like, oh no, I was about to say something much worse than that. Like, hell no, I'm not doing that. So, you know, now this might seem childish or immature to some people, like, come on, someone's like, grow up, just do what you gotta do. It's like, no, I make my own rules here. And I think that's also what a lot of people can respect here, because like, I like that about YouTube. It's like, I like the YouTubers who don't give a shit about whatever people think. Like, they just do what they gotta do. They're not trying to like piss off people. They're not trying to provoke. They just do what they want. And I think that's beautiful. And I don't see why that shouldn't be combined with something like language learning. Because language learning in general is pretty boring. Normally I don't talk about my competition because it looks very bad on me, but I mean, let's just be honest here. The only other big channel there is Learn Danish 101 or whatever, Danish Class 101. And it's very generic, right? Thank you. Like, it's very like, hi, learn Danish in 3 minutes. And it's like, it helps, it is useful, and you should probably use it alongside my videos and other materials too. But it's like, there's no soul, there's no heart, you're so corporate, I hate it. Like, I really, really hate it. And I hated all the Japanese or Spanish videos that were like that too. So you gotta make it fun, you gotta make it real. It's not about being edgy, it's not about being rebellious, it's about being real. And I respect people who do that. Also, I don't believe in this thing that you can't swear in videos. I don't believe in that either. I mean, sure, less than in real life, but come on. Let's be real, people swear in real life. Yeah, you know, also I don't really do propaganda, I just talk about the topics I like. And sometimes I might mention something political very briefly. But I'm not an expert, so if you like disagree with something I said about a political issue, it's like, don't get your knowledge from me, don't get your information from me, just learn the vocabulary and the grammar. That's something I wanted to say, because I've like gotten comments from time to time, you know, people who didn't like when I said certain things. Now, anyway, we're moving on. Back to Liam and I, we were like super creative. But we decided in late 2017 to really push ourselves to the limit and give people something amazing. Oh wow, that's a long time. Thanks, and hi there. So what was I saying? All right, so late 2017, I was like walking, you know, I have a very good episodic memory. Like I was walking at night, it was like kind of cold. I was in Madrid in Spain, and I'm like, we should like do something cool. Liam and I, we should make like a marathon, like in January, 1 new video every day, you know? So like 31 videos that would be, and I'm like, but we can't do that, that's impossible. But then, you know, I suggested it to Liam and he was on board with it. I'm like, oh shit, we can really do this. So we decided to do that. We decided to do Generous January. I guess I have an accent when I pronounce that. But anyway, the idea was, you know, to be generous. A new video every day in January. And it was cool. So we sat down, we planned it out, like, oh, we could make this video, this one's kind of crazy, this one's more informative, this one's kind of in between. And I had this idea 6 months ago, let's finally use it. So like we just emptied our brains, we just put it all down on paper and we really talked about it for a few hours, you know, and then we kind of went back and forth over text after the Skype meeting. But we put in a lot of work and it was intense. We're like, we want to push ourselves, you know, and we want to give people that. Because again, if it was me, like if I was learning something and, you know, they gave me so many videos in a month, I would be blown away. I'd just be like, this is too amazing. I gotta get more of this. This is like, I want to help these people, I want to support them. Not that we wanted a specific response from people. We just wanted to do something amazing. You know, there's this old quote from some motivational speaker, I forgot who it is. He says something like, we don't want to please our customers, we want to amaze our customers. Now, I don't like using the word customers with you guys. That's very, like, you know, bad in a way. Oh, I gotta charge my phone here. But anyway, you know, I want to do something that was more than just good enough. So we did that. We made like, oh shit, wait a second. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, so we did that. We decided to make like a whole lot of videos, and it was pretty intense. But I think something really cool came out of it. Maybe some of you know that when you work on something very intensely, it kind of forces you to come up with new ideas. And when you come up with new ideas, you don't have like time to second guess yourself. You don't have time to like, should we do this? I don't know, I'm kind of insecure and hesitant. Like, no, screw that, get to work, do it. Yeah. We're live once again. Oh, der kommer en bil. There's a car already. Llama. It's noisy. Hey guys, what's up? I am back in Denmark. Woo! You're used to seeing me in Taiwan, and that's great, of course, with the palm trees and all that, and air conditioning and whatnot. But I'm back in Denmark, so I thought that I want to like celebrate and kind of express my, I don't know, joy or whatever by making this little live stream. Now this one will be, of course, with Danish and then English translation. So today, not so much grammar. I'm just gonna be walking here and talking about a lot of stuff. And there's gonna be a lot of passing cars. Sorry about that, but I can't control it. And how's the connection? How's the video signal? Do tell me if it's bad, because it's the first time I'm trying out doing a stream right here. So, here er vi. Here we are. I naturen. In nature. Haha. Det her, jeg voksede op. This is where I grew up. Der bare så grønt. It is so green. Yeah. Det perfekt vejr. It's perfect weather. Yeah. Det her, det ude på landet. This is out in the countryside. Der sker ikke så meget. Not so much is happening. Not so many things are happening. Oh yeah, by the way, as I'm just translating, you don't have to look. You can just listen and look things at the same time. Det dejligt. It's nice. Stille og roligt. Nice and quiet. Oh, jeg skal lige vise noget. Let me show you something. Det her, if I can, you see it? Yeah, so it's like flipped, I guess. It says Skibinge. It's my hometown. Det her jeg kommer fra. This is where I come from. Gets a little windy here. Alright, that's better. Hvad laver I lige nu? What are you doing right now? Er I på arbejde? Are you at work? Eller har I fri? Or are you off? Hvad laver I? What are you doing? Det blæser. It's windy. Let's try to walk over to the church. Might be a little bit too windy. We'll try it. Så, over til kirken. Over to the church. Solskin! Woo! Sunshine! Fucking wind. Yeah, I know. Men det er dejligt. Har I ferie? Do you have vacation? Altså lige nu. Right now. Det er fantastisk vejr. This is great weather. Det er det virkelig. It really is. Prøv lige at se. Look at this. Hvor er det smukt. It's so beautiful. Og det bedste for Danmark er, and the best thing about Denmark is, at det ikke er super varmt. That it's not super hot or warm. Fordi jeg var i Taiwan. Because you know, I was in Taiwan. Og der var det alt for varmt. It was way too hot. For meget. Too much. Bil. Hi. Italien. Italy. Dejligt. I har god pizza. You have good pizza. Faktisk spiste jeg en pizza for 20 minutter siden. Actually, motherfucker. I ate a pizza 20 minutes ago. Elsker pizza. Love pizza. Dejlig vejr. Lovely weather. Og man kan høre fuglene. You can hear the birds. Yeah. Det er fantastisk. It's amazing. Awesome or whatever. Jeg kan se kirken. I can see the church. Endnu en bil. Endnu en bil. Yet another car. Men det er bedre end i København. But it's better than in Copenhagen. Det her er Sydsjælland. This is like South Zealand or Southern Zealand. Præstø, maybe you know. Maybe you don't. Måske kender I godt Præstø. Meget lille by. Very small town. Whoop. Sommerfugl. Butterfly. Endnu en bil. Endnu en bil. Another car. Sådan. Kirken, den er lille. The church is small. Den er hyggelig. But it's cozy. Ja. Dejligt at røre sig. It's nice moving around. Altså den her mark. Look at this field. En dejlig mark. It's a nice field. Men altså, alle marker er dejlige. All fields are nice. Så, ikke nogen overraskelse. No surprise. Ja. Fugle, birds. Og insekter. Insects. Ja. Så lige lidt skygge. And there's some shade here. Nice. Fucking up my recording. Alright. Der var en bi. There's a bee. Den danske sommer. The Danish summer. Er ikke så varm. It's not so warm. Nogen vil måske sige, at vi ikke har sommer. Some might say that we don't have summer. Men det har vi. Og we have. Den er bare ikke så varm. It's just not that warm. Hvis du kommer fra Sydeuropa, if you're from Southern Europe, så tænker du måske, hallo, det er ikke rigtig sommer. You might be thinking like, it's not real summer. Eller hvis du er fra Brasilien, or if you're from Brazil. Ja. Alt er relativt. All is relative. Okay så. Alright then. Ja. Ja. Er det næsten. Her er der nogle blomster. Some flowers. Can you see them? Let's go closer. Sådan. Man kan selv plukke. Pick them up yourself. Jeg ved ikke, om man skal betale det. I don't know if you have to pay. Men jeg er ikke interesseret. I'm not interested. So. Dejlig dag i dag. Nice day today. I dag er det den... Today's the what? Blæser! It's windy. 14. juni. Nej, juli. Sorry. It's July, not June. Prøv at se her. Look at this. Det her. Det er tillid. This is trust. Du tager, og så betaler du. You take, and then you pay. Det bygger på tillid. It's based on trust. Ja. Og så er der handsker. And there are gloves. På grund af, ja, I ved, ikke? Because of, you know. I kirken. Yeah, flip the camera around. You don't have to see me all the time. Where is it? Here you go. Det er kirken. That is the church. Yeah. Goddamn. Goddamn of all places. Sådan. Jeg blev døbt her. I was baptized here. Det tror jeg nok. I think so. Det er jo ikke en katedral. It's not exactly a cathedral. Men den er pæn. But it's nice. Og så gravsten. Tombstones. Vi kan ikke gå indenfor. Vi cannot go inside. Fordi altså, det er respektløst. It's kind of disrespectful. Så. Men det var det. Whoops. Yeah, that was all the hype. Just a little church. Men den er hyggelig. Jeg skal prøve at besøge en dansk kirke. Just try visiting a Danish church. Det er ikke engang et spørgsmål om religion. It's not even a matter of religion. Det er historie. It's history. Det er dansk kultur. It's Danish culture. Så. Ja. Og så går vi tilbage. Go back. Hvad er klokken? Den er 2 et eller andet. Det her, det er det perfekte tidspunkt. This is the perfect time. Nej. Solen højt oppe. Sun is up high. Måske bliver man lidt blændet. Maybe you get a little blinded. Så tager man solbriller på. And you put on your sunglasses. Endnu en bil. Så går man bare, ikke? Just walking. Thank you. Happy you enjoy. Ja. Det er dejligt at være tilbage i Danmark. It's nice being back in Denmark. Jeg var ude af Danmark i 9 måneder. Yeah, I was out for 9 months. En graviditet. It's whole pregnancy. Vi kører. We're driving. Ja. De fleste af jer, most of you, I bor nok i en af de større byer. You're probably living in one of the biggest cities. Aarhus, Odense, København, Aalborg. Yeah, that too. And there's a lot of those. Well, not a lot, but some. Men ude på landet, out in the countryside, or the rural area, så er det mere stille. It's more quiet. Bortset fra biler, except for cars. Og når folk slår græs, and when people are mowing their lawns. Like that one. Den der. Det er irriterende. Kind of annoying. What are you gonna do? It'll pass. Right? Vi går. We're walking. Frisk luft. Fresh air. Det kan vi være meget stolte af i Danmark. We can be very proud of that in Denmark. Vi har rigtig god luft. Det er really good air. Og god mad. Good food. Det er ikke helt sandt. That's not quite true. Altså, dansk mad er kedeligt. Danish food is boring. Men madvarerne er god kvalitet. They produce the products of good quality. Så, det er godt nok. Men det her, det er landet. This is the countryside. Houses. Langt imellem dem. And there's far between them. Ikke nogen lejligheder. No apartments. Ja. Og hvor mange mennesker? And how many people? Måske 500? 500? Jeg er ikke sikker. I'm not sure. Det er ikke mange. Ah ja. Stille. Quiet. Bortset fra vinden. Except for the wind. Der er en ko. There's a cow. Der er kun én ko. There's only one cow. It's too far away to shoot. I mean to film. Hvad så? What's up? Ja. Det er det gode ved landet. That's the good thing about the countryside. Der er køer, får. Der er cows and sheep. Kyllinger. Chickens. Haner. Hens. Ja, det er haner, det er that's roosters. Høner. That would be roosters. Or hens, whatever. Men sådan en hane der, like a rooster or cock, den er også sjov. It's fun. Ja. Og elektrisk hegn. You got like this electric fence. Kind of barbed wire. Det er ikke så rart. It's not that nice. Jeg har rørt det før. I've touched it before. Og det gjorde ondt. And it hurt. Ikke en god idé. Not a good idea. Man skal heller ikke tisse på det. Don't pee on it either. Det har jeg ikke gjort. I didn't do that. Men en af mine venner gjorde. One of my friends did. Det er mine venner, det var ikke mig. It's one of my friends, it wasn't me. Det er faktisk sandt. It's actually true. No, whatever. Lad os lige se, hvad der er herovre. What do we have here? Det er så smukt. So beautiful. What are you saying? Sønderborg. Oh yeah. That's far away. Great. Sådan. Endnu en bil. Yet another car. Over til siden. To the side. De kigger lidt. Kind of looking. Hvorfor går han med en selfie-stang? I see you walking with a selfie stick. Det er mærkeligt. It is weird. Sådan er det, når man laver YouTube-videoer. That's how it is when you make YouTube-videos. Opmærksomhed. Attention. No. Oh well. I går bare. Just walking. Til den anden side. Other side. Over i skyggen. In the shade. Yeah. God frisyr. Good haircut. Good hair. Yeah. Det er jo her på landet, så man må ikke køre så hurtigt. Here in the countryside, you can't drive so fast. 40 km i timen. 40 km per hour. Man skal passe på. Gotta be careful. Ikke noget race. No racing. Kan jeg vide, om vi støder på en lille kat? Wonder if we'll bump into a little cat. Det kunne godt ske. Could happen. Det er ikke umuligt. It's not impossible. Hvad fanden var det? What the hell was that? Det er sgu dejligt. Jeg skal lige have solbrillerne ned. Jeg skal have sunglasses here. Yeah. Køb jeg i Taiwan. I bought these in Taiwan. Drive rundt. And we spin around. Der er nogen, der leger. Someone's playing. Hvorfor snakker han med sig selv? Why is he talking to himself? Sådan er det. That's how it is. Og forresten, jeg skal lige vise jer. Let me show you this. Brændenælder. Now, I do not know what this is called in English, but we call it brændenælder. Because they burn. De brænder. Du skal ikke røre den. Do not touch it. Du dør ikke. You won't die. Men det er ubehageligt. But it's uncomfortable. Ja. Går vi her. Så har vi lige det smukt. Smedestrædet. Can I show you? Again, it's probably reversed, I guess. Det her jeg bor. It's where I live. Når jeg er i Danmark. When I'm in Denmark. Hvilket ikke er så tit. Which is not so often. Det er dejligt. Hvor er der nogle katte? Where are some cats? Jeg skal have nogle katte. Want some cats. Jeg har også en kat. I have a cat too. Men jeg ved ikke, hvor han er. Don't know where he is. Måske støder vi på ham. Maybe we'll bump into him. Han er lidt tyk. He's a little fat. It's true. Det er han faktisk. He actually is. Alright, let's see. Der er en bil. Det er ikke min. It's a car. And it's not mine. Så går vi lige ind her. Oh shit, der var lige et hul. Skal vi lige se her. Okay. Skal vi se. Er der nogen? Anyone here? Din hund hedder Nachos. Genialt. That's brilliant. Nachos. Hunde spiser alt. Dogs eat everything. Det her. Det er baghaven. This is the backyard. Det var her, jeg lavede de allerførste dansk videoer. This is where I made the very first Danish videos. For 7 år siden. 7 years ago. Jeg stod lige her. A, B, C, D. Alfabet. Gode tider. Good times. Og meget primitivt. It's very primitive. Ja. Men det er lidt en jungle. It's kind of a jungle. Og der er en hane. And there's a rooster. Den kan du høre hver morgen. You can hear that every morning. Så vågner man klokken 5 eller 6, fordi den er vågnet. You wake up at 5 or 6 because it woke up. Yeah. I understand why you miss Denmark. Danmark er et dejligt land. Hej. Det er et lille land. It's a small country. Men vi har nogle fine ting. We have some nice stuff. Især ude på landet. Especially in the countryside. I hope he shows up. Oh, I do have to tell you, there's also a little announcement. There's a discount on the videos this week, so you already know all the videos. And if you thought that maybe it's too expensive before, now they are only 50% of that. So you know it's the website, danishmastery.com. It's just for those of you who are interested. It's a little reminder. So danishmastery.com. Only this week, all right? Only this week. All right, had to tell that too. Der er også en trampolin her. It's a trampoline. Du er lige op på den. Let's get on it. Så hopper man. I kan ikke se, at jeg hopper. You can't see I'm jumping. Men det gør jeg. But I am. Hop. Det er smukt. It's beautiful. Sokker, der ikke matcher. Socks that don't match. Sådan skal det være. That's how it has to be. Or it should be. Jeg skal lige passe på, at vi ikke falder. Just be careful we don't fall. Og nu skal vi sidde ned. Now we need to sit down. Det er hårdt at være 30. It's hard to be 30. Det er ikke nemt. It ain't easy. Nå, men de fleste af jer er nok på arbejde lige nu. Most of you are probably at work right now. Og det giver også mening. That makes sense. Så hvis ikke man arbejder, så tjener man ikke nogen penge. If you don't work, you don't make any money. Oh, nettles. Oh, thanks. I didn't know that. Ja, men de brænder, but they burn. Så sådan er det. Ej, men arbejde, det skal også være sjovt. Work should be fun. Man skal få noget ud af det. You should get something from it. Ja, det er derfor, jeg ikke arbejder på McDonald's. That's why I don't work in McDonald's. Nej, jeg skal ikke snakke lort om dem. I shouldn't be talking shit about them. Det er fint nok. Meget lyst. It's very bright here. Jeg er helt hvid. Totally white. Ligesom Jesus. Just like Jesus. Det er sgu dejligt, ikke? It's nice, ain't it? Bare sidde her og slappe af. Just sitting here. Relaxing. Can get a bit of light maybe. Yeah, like this. Bare nyde, at man er fri. Just enjoy that you're off. Tænk på, det er sommer. Think about the fact that it's summer. Fordi sommeren, den er så kort i Danmark. Summer is so short in Denmark. Oh, there's a bee. I hate bees. Fuck off. Go away. Alright. Det er min svaghed. It's my weakness. Bier. Hi. COVID situation in Denmark. I wear a mask because I just came back, but most people don't. Which I think they should, but I heard that there's a shortage of masks, so it's only for like doctors and stuff like that, as far as I know. Så i Taiwan har alle masker på. I Taiwan everybody's wearing a mask. Men anyway, jeg sidder bare her og nyder det gode vejr, just enjoying the good weather. Det er sådan lidt Hakuna Matata-agtigt, ikke? It's kind of like Hakuna Matata. Det er sådan lidt hippie-agtigt. It's kind of hippie. Og agtigt, by the way, means like ish or like. So whatever agtigt. It's A-G-T-I-G-T. Ikke agtigt. Ja, det er et dejligt ord. It's a nice word. Hej der. Måske skulle man tage shorts på. Maybe one should put on shorts. Men det gjorde jeg ikke. But I didn't. Vejret ikke så godt i dag. Nå, så er det fordi du ikke er i Danmark. That's because you're not in Denmark. Eller måske er du i en anden del af Danmark. Maybe you're in another part of Denmark. Ja, altså Danmark er jo et lille land. Ikke? Denmark is a small country. Så det er det samme klima. Så it's the same climate. Men vejret kan jo godt variere. The weather can like change or there can be variations. Ja. Altså den danske vinter. The Danish winter. Den er forfærdelig. It's awful. Jeg kan ikke klare den. I can't stand it. 0 grader hver dag, eller -3, eller -5, eller -10. Ja. Exactly, you got it. Ja. Det er bare alt for koldt. Just way too cold. Så jeg ved ikke med jer. I don't know about you guys. Men jeg kan ikke holde ud at være her om vinteren. I can't stand being here during the winter. Så jeg flygter. So I escape, or I flee. Som en kujon. Like a coward. Nej, det er jo bare en smagssag. Ikke? It's a matter of taste. Men de fleste danskere er glade for sommeren. Most Danish people are happy about the summer. Ja. Jeg er lidt tørstig. I'm a little thirsty. Jeg skal gå indenfor. Let's go inside. Godmorgen. Good morning. Standing here. That's the sun. Ja, her står vi. Here we're standing. Og det er tidlig morgen. It's early morning. Klokken er cirka... Ja, hvad er klokken? Can't even talk. That's how early it is. Den er 6 o'clock. Ja. Og det er jo meget tidligt. It's very early. Det kan I nok godt se på mit ansigt. You can kind of see it on my face. Men her er vi altså. Here we are. Og det her, det er en lille morgentur. Ja, en lille morgentur. A little morning walk, morning trip. Fordi det er noget, som jeg gør hvert år. Because it's something I do every year. Altså, når det er sommer, right? When it's summer, så går jeg så en morgentur. I take these morning walks. Mellem klokken 4, 5, 6, 7, like 4, 5, 6, 7. Før de andre står op. Before other people get up. Det kan jeg godt lide. I like that. Right? Vi har solen her. We got the sun. Wow, den er smuk. It's beautiful. En bil. One car. Altså, de fleste af jer, most of you, I sover nu. You're sleeping now. Og det kan jeg godt forstå. And I understand that. Fordi det er meget normalt klokken 6 om morgenen. That's very normal, 6 in the morning. Oh, another one. Men altså, jeg synes det er dejligt. I think it's nice at stå tidligt op. To get up early. Men ikke biler. Not cars. Ind til siden. To the side. Ja. Sgu dejligt. I guess. Yeah, motherfucker, just... This is how I really feel. Yes, it is very early. Det er dejligt. It's nice. Fordi så kan man nyde freden. So then you can enjoy the peace. Yeah, I guess that any of you watching right now, you must be in Asia or America, either North or South America. I guess that most of you are not in Europe. Hvis I ser den her video, if you're watching this video, så er I nok ikke i Europa. And you're probably not in Europe. Det er også fint nok. It's fine. Frisk luft. Fresh air. Det er bare vidunderligt. It's just wonderful. Og her har vi en frisør. I can show you if I flip it around. Ja, frisør, altså hairdresser. Haha, ikke en reklame, not a commercial. Men, ej, der er en kat. Wait, I'll show you the cat. Aww, det er ikke fair. It's not fair. Den er bange for mig. Scared of me. Den ved ikke, at jeg er kattemenneske. It doesn't know I'm a cat person. Sådan er det jo. Prøv lige at se. Look at that. Morgensolen. The morning sun. Forfriskende. Refreshing. Og faktisk er det lidt koldt. And actually, it's a bit cold. Og jeg hikker. Eller ikke op. Og jeg bøvser. Nej, bøb. Sådan er det. That's how it is. Ja. Men det her, det er ude på landet. This is out in the countryside. Ja. Meget stille. Very quiet. Men der er nogle biler. There are some cars. Og nogle haner. And some roosters. Hver morgen. Every morning. Nej. Ved 5-6 tiden. Around 5 or 6. Så kan du høre dem. You can hear them. Hold nu kæft! Shut up! Kan man godt tænke. One might think. Oh shit, det skal I se. Prøv lige at se. Det er virkelig smukt. This is really beautiful. Altså, det... Ja, der er ikke ord for det. Like, I don't have words. Det var... Wow. Ej, hvor er det smukt. So beautiful. Mange af mine gamle videoer, a lot of my old videos, skød jeg tidligt om morgenen. I shot early in the morning. Fordi det var meget inspirerende. Because it was very inspiring. Altså, der var ikke så meget larm, not so much noise. Og altså, det der smukke morgenlys, ikke? Yeah, shut up, exactly. Der var ikke så meget larm, not so much noise. Og så det der morgenlys, ikke? And that morning light. Det var, ja, det kan man ikke sige nej til. Right? You can't say no to that. Så, mange gamle videoer. A lot of the old videos. Ja. Hvad så? What's up? Ja, sådan noget helt specielt. It's really something special. Så skal vi lige se. En gang til. One more time. Hvor er det smukt. It is so beautiful. Og så ser vi lige her. Græsset. The grass. Yeah. You can't smoke it. Det er rigtigt. Jeg er på morgentur. Ja. Det er lidt køligt. It's a little chilly. Omkring around, hvad er det? 13 grader. 13 degrees. Ikke rigtig sommer. It's not really summer. Men altså, hvad skal man gøre ved det? What you can do about it? Det er bare sådan, det er. I Taiwan, hvor jeg var før. Taiwan, where I was before, var det varmt om morgenen. It's not winter. It was warm in the morning. Yeah. Men sådan er det jo. That's how it is. Yeah. Oh, cool. That's new. I'm not gonna show private property. That's kind of rude, but it looks cool. Sådan. Ja. Og her har vi en å. Guess this is what you call a pond. Det er en å. Der er ikke så mange dyr. Not so many animals. Men den er fin. Der er en lille fugl, altså bird. Den er stor. It's a big one. Det er godt at høre. That's good to hear. Vandet løber. Det er ligesom sådan en meditationsvideo, eller en meditation video. Meget beroligende, very soothing and calming. Altså grønt, so green. Sådan er det. That's how it is. Ude på landet. Out in the countryside. Altså, det er lidt kedeligt her, ikke? It's a little bit boring here. Men når det er kedeligt, but when it's boring, så lærer man bare at underholde sig selv. You just kind of learn to entertain yourself. Right? Man er nødt til at bruge sin fantasi. You gotta use your imagination. Det er derfor, jeg er så sindssyg. That's why I'm so insane. Ikke rigtigt, not really. Men man er nødt til at være kreativ. Ikke? But you gotta be creative. Så... nogle danske flag. Danish flags. I see here. As most of you probably know, the Danish flag is not like a symbol of nationalism or like... Well, I mean, there is some pride, I guess, but... It's not like in some other countries where it's like, we are the greatest and imperialism and power and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like that shit. No, it's real. It's real. What is real anyway? Det er noget. It's different. It's like, you know, hygge, coziness, you know, together, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. Not in a, haha, we're the best, but just like, nah, I feel good about that. It's good. Oh, der er en trampolin. It's a trampoline. Den ser nice ud. It looks nice. Heldige børn. Lucky children. Ja. Man bliver aldrig for gammel til den slags. Never get too old for that. Frisk luft. Fresh air. Oh, elektrisk hegn. Can you even see it? It's an electric fence. Det her skal du ikke røre. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. Det er en dum idé. It's a stupid idea. Eller en dum impuls. Stupid impulse. Okay, det her det bliver lidt mere åbent. It's gonna be a little more open. Prøv vi at se her. Fantastisk. It's just amazing. Der er ikke nogen får. There are no sheep. Damn it. Usually, for det meste... der er de. See them. Jeg skal lige se fårene. Can we even see this sheep from here? Is it possible to zoom in during a live stream? Yes. Der er de. De er ikke så sjove i dag. Not so fun today. Ja, men de eksisterer heller ikke for mig, vel? They don't exist for me, så... Whoop, flip it. Sådan. Men tit så kommer de over og siger hej. Like often they come over and say hi. Like, so I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Eh? Så det kan vi godt lide herude. We like that out here. Og solen igen. The sun once again. Den er så smuk. So beautiful. Det er også derfor, jeg tit snakker om naturen. That's why I often talk about nature. Fordi jeg kommer fra naturen. Because I come from nature. Right? Også nogle fine huse, vi har her. We have some nice houses here. Altså, nogen siger jo, at det er ligesom en film. Some people say this like a movie. Altså for eksempel en... look at that light. Oh shit. Oh my god, that's nice. Altså, nogen fra udlandet, som foreigners, some people from abroad. De siger sådan lidt, det ligner noget fra en film. They're like, it looks like something from a movie. Ja, det er det vel også. I guess it is. Men altså, sådan havde jeg det jo også i mange andre lande. That's how I feel about many other countries. Skippinge. Det er min hjemby. It's my hometown. Og jeg er her kun om sommeren. I'm only here during the summer. Når det ikke er sommer, er jeg i andre lande. And it's not summer. I'm in other countries. Men nu må vi lige se i år. See this year. Fordi der er jo pandemi. Because you know there's a pandemic. Så. Sådan er det. Men det er her, jeg kommer fra. That's where I'm from. Så nu går vi herind. Going in here. Det bliver lidt mørkere. It's getting a little darker. Går vi lige her. Ja, okay. Meget stille og roligt, pretty quiet. I wonder how the connection is here, because this is like more closed space. Den er nok fin. It's probably fine. Men det er utrolig grønt. It's very green. Ja. Jeg er faktisk blandet lidt. Getting blinded a little bit. Sol, du er så stærk. You're so strong. That's what you say to the sun. Men det er fint nok. But it's fine. Ja, det er så lidt koldt. It's a little bit cold. Det må godt være sådan 16 grader. Like 16 degrees. Det vil være godt. Like, that would be good. Jeg har faktisk solbriller. I have them. Men det er lidt mærkeligt om morgenen. It's a little bit weird in the morning. For fanden. Goddammit. Godmorgen. Der er ikke så mange her. There are not so many here. Der er 500 mennesker. 500 people. I min hjemby. My hometown. Lidt kedeligt lige her. A little boring right here. Men det er her man cykler. This is where people ride their bikes. All the way around. Det er også her de går ind og tisser. This is where they pee. Herinde. Yep. Dejligt. It's really nice. Faktisk så skal vi helt ned til stranden. Actually, we're going all the way down to the beach. Det er en lille strand. It's a small beach. Men typisk dansk strand. But typically Danish beach. Det kan vi godt lide. We like that. Der er nogle fugle. Some birds. De bliver nok bange for mig. They'll probably get scared of me. Jeg prøver alligevel. Try anyway. Fuglesang. Bird singing. Ja. Hvor er det sødt. It is so cute. Ja. Prøv lige at se her. Det er... I don't know what that is. Sådan en god udsigt. This is also a good view. Og der er en bus. There's a bus over there. Så går vi herned. Ja. Men altså, jeg tror, at alle har deres morgenrutiner. Everybody has like their morning routine. Måske er der nogen, der dyrker yoga. Maybe some people do yoga. Eller måske mediterer de. They meditate. White all of a sudden. Wow. It's night. Eller ja, forskellige ting. Ikke? Different things. That's better. Der er også nogen, der bare spiser slik. Some people just eat candy. Faktisk spiste jeg lidt slik. Actually, I ate a bit of candy. Ikke kun det. Not only that. Det gjorde jeg blandt andet. I did that among other things. Prøv lige at se. Look at that. Smukt. Blændet igen. Blinded igen. Men det handler også om... Okay, I think we're back. Yeah, I walked through a tunnel. The tunnel kind of killed the connection temporarily. Okay, super. Ej, men det handler om prioriteter, ikke? It's about priorities. Altså, er det vigtigt at stå tidligt op? Is it important to get up early? Og jeg har det sådan lidt. I kind of feel like... Det er ikke super vigtigt. It's not super important. Men nogle gange... But sometimes, så føles det bare så fedt. It just feels so great, right? Fordi der er ikke nogen, der forstyrrer. No one disturbing you. Og du kan bare koncentrere dig. You can just concentrate and focus. Det er lidt som meditation, ikke? It's kind of like meditation. Jeg tror, det er sundt. I think it's healthy. Godmorgen. Nice Japanese name there. Ja. Ja. Altså, det er også dejligt at sove længe, ikke? It's also nice sleeping in. Men det er ikke lige så fedt. It's not as great. Det er federe at stå tidligt op. It's cooler og greater to get up early. Ja. Derovre har vi en Rema. We have a Rema supermarket over there. Og det er mit yndlingssupermarked. It's my favorite supermarket. Fordi det ligger tættest på. Because it's the closest. Så der er meget nemt. I'm pretty easy there. Ja. Altså her, der begynder at være lidt mere trafik. There's gonna be a little more traffic here. Og det må vi lige leve med. We'll have to endure that. We'll live with that. Lad os lige se her. Åh kæft, det er smukt. Holy shit, that's beautiful. Ej. Ej, ej, ej. Wow, det kan man ikke sige nej til. Can't say no to that. We got over here. Mern, Kalvehave, Næstved. Næstved, as we like to say. Ja. Yeah. Fantastisk. Amazing. Netto, ja. Yeah. That's awesome. Ja. Åh, sol. Åh, sun. Skal jeg sgu tage solbriller på? I should wear them. Det er ikke så personligt. No, it's not so personal, men altså, det gør ondt. Det hurts. Motherfucker. Lys. Ja. Rema. Skal vi krydse vejen? Across the road here. Jeg skal længere. Er der en bil? It's a car. Ja. Jeg skal også lige se den her. Godmorgen. Krydser skulle lige her. Ja. Whoop, gotta be fast. No mercy. Alright, sådan. Så kommer der en bil, and there's a car. Det er sgu en lastbil. It's a truck. Sådan. Farvel. Goodbye to him. Jeg får lyst til at bande. Make sure you curse and swear. Når man bliver forstyrret. When you get disturbed. Ja. Hvad har vi her? En jeg ved ikke hvad det er. I don't know what it is. Men det er grønt. But it's green. Det her, det er Præstø. Præstø. So a little explanation. Præstø actually means priest island. Like, you know, priest in a church. Præstø. Præstø. Yeah. Det er ikke så stor by. Not such a big town. 3.000 mennesker. 3,000 people. Rimelig lille by. It's a pretty small town. Lad os hoppe herover. Jump over here. Vi er så ulovlige. So illegal. Men hvad laver I lige nu? What are you doing right now? I er vel på arbejde. Yes, you're at work. Klokken den er nu... hvad er klokken? Nu må det snart være 6:25 eller sådan noget. It's gotta be like 6:25. Altså, det er jo også noget, der er fantastisk ved Danmark, ikke? That's another thing that's amazing about Denmark. De her solopgange, de sunrises, om sommeren, in the summer. Ikke om vinteren. Not in the winter. Altså, det er jo bare forfærdeligt. That's just awful. Men om sommeren, during the summer, det er bare til at dø for. It's just to die for. Right? Ligesom i Løvernes Konge. Like in The Lion King. Everything can be traced back to The Lion King. Anything can be related to The Lion King. Or Inception. Ja. Og der er et fitnesscenter. The future is amazing. I tell you. It's amazing. Dansk fitness. Så det er her, du går hen, hvis du er tyk. This is where you go if you're fat. Or whatever. Ej, det er et fint sted. It's a good place. Jeg burde måske selv begynde at træne lidt. Maybe I should start working out a little bit myself. Det vil nok ikke skade. probably wouldn't hurt. Nej, ikke så meget trafik alligevel. Not so much traffic after all. Okay. Periodic transmission. Bienvenida. Alright, great. Yeah, I see we got people from the whole world here. That's great. Ah, yeah. Skal lige se solen igen. Der er sådan noget diffust, ikke? It's kind of like diffuse light. Skal lige vende om her. Prøv at se. Ja, sådan her. Det er fandme flot. That's beautiful. Ja. Og de tænker bare, hvad fanden laver han? And they're just thinking like, what the hell is he doing? Sådan er det jo. That's how it is. Hvad så, bil? What's up, go? Jeg er faktisk lidt sulten. Jeg er kind of hungry. Hvad spiste I til morgenmad? What did you have for breakfast? Jeg spiste en slags mysli. Kind of mysli. Granola. Rød bil. Red car. Kan I huske dengang, da man var barn? Remember when you were a kid? Og man gerne ville have masser af sukker til sin morgenmad. Want a lot of sugar with your breakfast. Cornflakes, Frosty Flakes, Cocoa Pops, Choco Pops. Og så Piff Puff Puff. That's Rice Krispies. Piff Puff Puff. Det var dengang. That was back then. Nu kan jeg faktisk bedre lide honning. I like honey better. Jeg synes honning er bedre end sukker. I think honey is better than sugar. I går spiste jeg risengrød. Last night, I had rice pudding. Risengrød. That's a hard word to pronounce. Risengrød. But it's good stuff. Altså, når det er jul, ikke? Rice puff. Når det er jul, when it's Christmas, så er det godt at spise risengrød. It's good to eat rice pudding. I feel like weird saying rice pudding, because it's not rice pudding, it's risengrød. I guess that's like a very common thing that if there's something that's very typical of your country, you don't want to translate it. Yeah. So, do this with the camera. Oh yeah, maybe that's better. Alright, great. Sådan. Det er en fabrik eller noget. It's like a factory or something. Det her, det er byen. This is the town. Okay. Sådan en typisk provinsby. Provincial or whatever. Countryside, small town. Ja, ikke så stor. Not that big. Altså, som sagt, lidt kedeligt, ikke? As mentioned, a little bit boring. Men der er stille. It's quiet. Hvad fanden er det for en larm? What the hell is that kind of noise? Jeg er lidt en divo. I'm a bit of a divo, like a male diva. Vi skal den her vej. We're going this way. Let me just check the battery. Her. Og vi fortsætter bare. Just continuing. Prøv at se det bag mig. Look at what's behind me. Det er også meget sikkert og trygt her. It's very safe. Der sker ikke så meget. Not so much is happening. Oh, thank you very much, Christopher. Thank you. Ja. Altså, det er bare sådan... Det er et godt sted, ikke? It's a good place. Ja. Right, så krydser vi lige. Just cross. Ho, ho, ho. Du larmer. You're making noise. Det er næsten... Det er næsten kun lastbiler. It's almost only trucks. Ikke? Thomas og lastbiler. Thomas and the trucks. That could be a new movie. Thomas and the trucks. Thomas og lastbiler. De fleste, de sover nu. Most people are sleeping now. Yeah. Det er nemlig sådan, det er. Ikke? Det her, det er true engine. Look at that. Jeg ved ikke, hvad det her er. I don't know what this is. Altså, er det et toilet? Is it a toilet? Eller hvad? Er det et eller andet laboratorium? Is it like a lab? I don't know. Går vi den her vej? Going this way. Der er mange biler parkeret. There's a lot of cars parked here. Det er jo vigtigt at have en bil her. It's important to have a car here. Fordi, altså, en kollektiv trafik. Collective traffic. It's not that good here. Den er ikke så god. Der er kun busser. It's just buses. Så du skal have en bil. You gotta have a car. Du skal i hvert fald have ben. Definitely need legs. Så. Det lugter lidt mærkeligt. It smells kind of weird. Jeg ved ikke, hvad det er. Don't know what it is. Der er en Netto dernede. There's a Netto down there. Man kan se hunden. You can see the dog. Wuff, wuff. Kom og køb i Netto. Wuff, wuff. Kom man bare i Netto. Yes, krydser vi ikke. Vi er så rebelske. We're so rebellious. Wow. Og så modige. And so brave. Og her. Hvordan går det? Det går fantastisk. Hvad med dig? Ja. Fine biler. De sælger biler. They're selling cars. Fantastisk. Amazing. Yeah. Der er en menu. Menu is over there. Altså supermarkedet. Supermarked-menu. Det er lidt dyrt. It's kind of expensive. Jeg kan jo bedst Rema. I like Rema the best. Og Rema 1000. That's the full name. Ja. Det er sgu godt nok. That's alright. Jeg er lidt skyde faktisk. It's kind of cloudy. Jeg synes godt, at solen kunne skinne lidt mere. I like the sun to shine a little bit more. Altså, den skinner jo. Det er shining. Vi kan bare ikke se den. We just can't see it. De forbandede skyer. Damn clouds. Sådan er naturen. That's nature. Han er også tidligere. He's up early as well. Okay, så lad os se. Her har vi... Der er en Netto herhen. Kind of see the sign there. Så har vi en... det er busstationen. It's like the bus station. It's very dark. Det er mørkt. Nå, sådan er det. Men altså, hvad har man ellers brug for? What else do you need? Man skal bare have supermarked. Dentist. Dentist is here. A supermarket. Tandlæge. That is a dentist. Og en bank. And a bank. Ja. Og pizza. And pizza. Man skal have pizza. You need pizza. Det er også flot. This is nice too. Oh, one more look at Netto. There it is. Tilbud, discount, whatever. Så. Ja. Det er lidt varmere nu. It's a little bit warmer now. Der er en snegl. There's a snail. Prøv lige at se det her. Dansk musik er nogle gange. Yeah, sometimes. Smukt. Beautiful. Så går vi sgu herud. Der er faktisk lidt længere til stranden. Så a little further to the beach. Men vi skal nok nå det. I'll get there. Hopefully before my phone dies. Nå, i hvert fald så får vi vandet. We still get the water. Skal se her. Vender lige kameraet. Let's flip the camera. Sådan. That's it. masse vand. A lot of water. Og både. And boats. Ja. Autotune. Which ones? That sounds awesome. Love it. Dansk musik. Oops, let me flip it again. Dansk musik er godt. Danish music is good. Not just because I have to, like, you know, promote my own culture. But, dansk rapmusik. Danish rap music. Det er rigtig godt. Men altså, hvis man er begynder, så if you're a beginner, nybegynder, med hensyn til at lære dansk, in regards to learning Danish, så får du nok ikke så meget ud af det. You won't gain much from it. Ikke? Du skal have et vist niveau. You need like a certain level. Før du ligesom kan sætte pris på det. Before you can appreciate it. Oh, low battery. Shit. Alright, let's see if we can make it to the beach before it dies. We'll try. Sådan. Ja. Og sådan er det, når man sender live. That's how it is when you're streaming live. Stakkels iPhone. Poor iPhone. Ja. Det her, det er en havn. This is a harbor. Ja. Ligesom det hedder København. Just like it's called Copenhagen. There's a reason we call it that. København. So køb is of course like purchase or buy. Right? A lot of motions there. Ja, det er sådan der. Jeg skulle have taget min powerbank med. Should have brought my powerbank. Ja, sådan er det. That's how it is. Den er bare altid ren. It's just always clean. Right? Altså luften, the air. Det savnede jeg sgu lidt i Taiwan. I kind of miss that in Taiwan. Altså dejligt land. Nice country. Men luften, but the air, ikke så ren. Not so clean. Men i Danmark, but in Danmark, det er virkelig luft af høj kvalitet. It's really air. Like high quality air. Nah, I see a better. Okay, we might not make it to the beach. Well. Sådan går det, når man snakker. So it is when you talk. Så går man lidt langsommere. You walk a little bit slower. Oh, der er en fisk. There's a fish. Kan ikke se fiskene. We can't see the fish. Men vi kan se bådene. We can see the boats. Ja. Sådan en. Respekt for vand. Respect for water. It's like, don't touch the water. Danish pronunciation, wow, you were right, I did, 2 years ago. Yeah. Jeg har lavet meget i Taiwan. I made a lot in Taiwan. Danmark, Taiwan, Japan, Spanien, like those 4 countries. Japan and Spain too. Der har jeg lavet de fleste videoer. I made most of the videos there. Hi there. Well, hello there. As he said when he met, what was the name of that dude? Grievous. Ja. Det er godt nok. I må se skoven. Hvad hedder det? Stranden. I må se stranden en anden dag. You have to see the beach another day. Music, you're in the mountains. I fucking was. Det var, ja. Nej, det var fugle. It was just birds. Og det var i marts. It was in March. Men det var 25 grader. It's like 25 degrees. Og det var så fedt. So awesome. Hopper vi lige ned her. And we jump down. Dejligt. Og hvad er klokken efter? What time is it? Oh, we're back. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you get cut off. Helt stille igen. Totally quiet again. Yeah, that's awesome. 10%. Oh guys, I'm gonna die soon. I mean, the camera's gonna die. Probably just gonna be cut off mid-sentence. Oh well. So. Sådan er det jo. That's how it is. Hey lille fugl. Hey little bird. If I run, I could probably make it to the beach. Oh, yeah. Fuck it, I'll run. Så løber vi til stranden. We'll run to the beach. What are you saying? Oh, it's like 6:40 something. Så løber vi, and we're running here. Det er der sgu ikke nogen, der gør. Nobody does that. Så... det er pænt. Så se det smukke hår. What's the beautiful hair? Og han holder stadig selfie-stangen. He's still holding the selfie stick. Det skulle ikke så ringe. Not that bad. En bil. There's one car. Den her vej. This way. Det er sgu dejligt at løbe. It's nice running. Så kan vi se det. I'll show you. Her er den. Stranden. The beach. Lille strand. Small beach. Men det er her man bader. This is where you bathe. Altså hvis man er viking. I did. If you're a viking. Ja. Det er dejligt at være her. It's nice being here. På stranden. Sí, hablo un poco español. Pero no mucho. Alright. Ja. Prøv lige at se. Look at that. Ja. Sejren er min. Victory is mine. Og nu dør kameraet snart. And the camera is gonna die soon. Hvad har vi her? We have here. Fantastisk. Amazing. Sådan. That's it. Så må vi bare nyde det. We'll just enjoy it. Cool shark. Honorable death for iPhone. Very honorable. Yeah. Man skal have en ny iPhone. You gotta get a new iPhone. Altså, I gotta get a iPhone SE. This is iPhone SE. Så. Smukt. Beautiful. Ligesom Pocahontas. Så ikke Pocahontas. Hvor hun står der. She's standing like vindens farver. Colors of the wind. Så bliver man sådan lidt hippie. Become like a hippie. Man kan ikke lade være. You can't resist. I think that does it then. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. It's beautiful indeed. And have a great day. I'll see ya. Bye. Glædelig jul! Glædelig jul! Merry Christmas! Jeg er den ægte sande julemand. I am the one true authentic genuine Santa Claus. Måske ikke. Maybe not. Velkommen til. Welcome. Det er en julespecial. It's a Christmas special. Julen er jo meget vigtig. Christmas is very important. Det er en tid, som vi ikke må glemme. It is a time that we must not forget. It's hard to talk with this beard. Men det gør vi heller ikke, og we won't. I dag skal vi hygge os. Today we're gonna have some fun. Jeg har en masse ting her. I have a lot of things. Vi har kager. Brunkager. You can't really translate this. Vi har sådan nogle stænger her. We have these like things. Og vi har briller. This is like 4D, they're so cool. Og så har vi den her. Der er ikke noget, there's nothing. Og så har vi en hund. We got a dog. Så ja, velkommen til denne julespecial. Welcome to this Christmas special. Og, where was it? Here. Det er selvfølgelig ikke en julespecial uden øl. It cannot be a Christmas special if you don't have beer. Så, skål! Alright, enough with the beer. Let's take this off. Sådan. Now I can breathe. What's up, guys? I dag er det den 7. december. Today is December 7th. Det er dejligt. Julen nærmer sig. Christmas is getting closer. Jeg ved ikke med jer. I don't know about you. Men jeg glæder mig. I'm excited. Fordi julen er en særlig tid. Because Christmas is a special time. Og jeg ved, at i år bliver den lidt anderledes. I know that this year is gonna be a little bit different. Ikke bare lidt anderledes. Not just a little bit different. Men det er stadig jul. But it's still Christmas. Og jeg synes, vi skal ære den. And I think we should honor it. Det er vigtigt for mig i hvert fald. At least that's important to me. Så her er vi. Og vi skal rigtig hygge os. We're really gonna have some fun. Nå, hvad skal vi starte med? What should we start with? Vi har den her. Julemænd fra Kinder Christmas Men. I'm sure it's kind of crappy quality, but you know, it's cute, so. Prøv lige at se den her. Look at that. Du skal spise mig. You have to eat me. Oh, yeah, I know. Let me see. Okay. Det var faktisk rimelig god. It's actually pretty good. Når man tænker på, hvad det er. When you consider what it is. Ja. Men altså. Skal I fejre jul? Juleskum. Hell yeah, that's great, Christopher. Skal I fejre jul? Are you going to celebrate Christmas? Og hvordan skal I fejre jul? How are you going to celebrate Christmas? Skal I være... break the illusion here. Skal I være alene? You're gonna be alone. Eller sammen med familien. With family. Er det sådan en online jul? Like an online Christmas. Svinekød, kartofler. Ja. Jeg må indrømme. I gotta admit. Jeg er ikke en typisk dansker, når det kommer til julen. Super. Not a typical Dane when it comes to Christmas. Jeg er ikke så vild med svinekød. I'm not that crazy about pork. I hvert fald ikke skinke. At least not ham. Og jeg kan heller ikke lide kartofler. I don't like potatoes. I know I'm like a traitor to my country, but what can I say? Det er sgu ikke. I'm not really. Men jeg elsker julemusik. But I love Christmas music. Det er noget helt specielt. It's something really special. Altså, der er et eller andet magisk ved det, ikke? There's something magical about it. Danske julesange, eller engelske julesange, whether they're Danish or English. Eller, spanske og Spanish. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. It's like pizza. Like Christmas on the beach. To me. Alright. Jeg synes, I skal sige hej til min ven. Hi to my little friend here. Han er en snemand. Så snowman. Feliz Navidad, prosperity y felicidad. Hahaha, perfecto. Ja. Glædelig jul. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. Those are all the languages. I try to learn it in Chinese, but I just know that happy is like quite a lot. Well, my Chinese is pretty bad. Well, enough about my Chinese. Let's have some... This marzipansnitter. I can't translate it, and I won't. Who cares? It's masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Det er marcipan. It's marcipan. Med noget frugtsmag. I think there's some fruit flavor. Jeg er ikke sikker. I'm not sure. Masser af sirup. Tons of syrup. Smagen af jul. Taste of Christmas. Ja, det der står her, it says, see, the real Santa. Ja, jeg er den ægte julemand. The real Santa. Bortset fra, at jeg er lidt tynd. Apart from the fact that I'm a bit skinny. Ja, altså. Hvor er det dejligt. It's so nice. Hvor mange er jeg i Danmark lige nu? How many of you are in Denmark right now? Well, we'll find out in a second. Må vi se her. Okay, i Danmark fejrer vi juleaften den 24. december. In Denmark we celebrate Christmas Eve on the 7th, on the 24th of December. Men i nogle lande er det den 25. But in some countries it's the 25th. Jeg tror faktisk, at det er normen. Actually, I think that's the norm. Det er os, der er de mærkelige eller de underlige. We're the weird ones, the strange ones. Vi er undertal, we're the minority. Men det føles bare rigtigt. It just feels right. Altså, det er jo subjektivt, det er subjektivt. Det jeg bedst kan lide ved julen, det er musikken og pynten. What I like the best about Christmas is the decorations, well, the music and the decorations. Fordi du kan have så mange farver, og det er så flot, når du har dem. Og det kan du ikke hele året, vel? You can't have that all year. Så det er lidt specielt. Og så er musikken også bare sådan hyggelig. The music is just kind of cozy. Og julegodter and Christmas sweets. Prøv lige at se her. Look at that. Okay, it was kind of gross actually. It was really good. Marcipansnitter. Der er mandler i. There's almonds. Nej, det betyder altså ikke, det er sundt. That doesn't mean that it's healthy. Tværtimod. On the contrary. It's been a while since I did one of these live streams. Gotta admit that when it started getting colder, I kind of lost inspiration. But I feel like Christmas gave me some new energy. I don't know about you guys. If you feel that Christmas is like a pick-me-up, like Christmas gives you some new energy, you know, because it comes and saves you either in the form of Santa Claus or Jesus or whatever you believe in, whatever you focus on. I think that Christmas can do something like that. If you let it. If you're a cynic, then nothing can save you. Glædelig jul. No Christmas. I'm gonna finish that beer soon if I keep this up. Nå, hvad har vi ellers? What else do we have? Dem her. We got these. Stænger. Some, stock it. They're technically canes. It's just tear it up like a child. Sådan en her, ikke? Så kan du gå med den. You can walk with it. Sådan har det dårligt, if you like that. How do I open it? Oh shit, it's one of those. Så er det et øjeblik. Vi smager på den. Restaurante de casa alguna palabra en Danish her algún día. Yeah, do it, man. You can do it. I think it's great when you guys write like comments in your native language. But if you write something in French, I just don't have a chance. If you write it in Spanish, I have a fair chance. If you write in Japanese, I have a fair chance. English, obviously, everything. But if you write like in French or Arabic or something, I'm just sorry, guys. I don't speak those languages. Det er faktisk meget god. Ja, det er godt. Og meget sød. Very sweet. Ja. Og så kan man hænge den sådan i munden. Like, hang on. And actually broke. Ligesom at være hos tandlægen. It's like being at the dentist. Ikke? Så sådan helt ind i munden. Like all in him up. Hvad laver du? What are you doing? Ikke? Men altså. Det er godt nok, at der er tandlæger. It's good that we have dentists. Det er sgu fedt nok. Skal du smage den? En taste? Ja. Jeg er jo ikke lige frem på slankekur. I'm not exactly on a diet. This Santa already went on a diet. Bonjour, comment que va? How I say? I don't know, man. That's cool. Oh, girl, sorry, I didn't see your name there. Ja, det er sgu fint nok. It's alright. Caraca, mas eu era porque donde so hace quero. Well, of course. Yeah, I would also eat ice cream if it was like hot here. Det er en dejlig dag i dag. Some of you may remember that Christmas special I did with Liam 2 years ago when we got like really drunk. Not really drunk, but like we had fun. Ja, det var gode tider. Happy times. Hvad er der ellers lige her, som vi skal undersøge? Jeg købte den her. I bought this one. Men den virker ikke. But it doesn't work. Den skulle lyse op. It's supposed to light up. Men det gør den ikke. Nej. It's hard to be a nisseman. Alright, so guys, there's something I want to talk about. And I would love to put links right now, but I can't because it's a live stream and I'm not a magician. Do you guys know what julekalender are? Julekalender, right? So a julekalender, and I'm not advertising them like just say, oh, this one is the best, but there are a few that are really useful. A julekalender is basically like a TV show, a series where they have one story for 24 days, and then it just continues and it concludes on the 24th. So each episode is like 10, 20, 30 minutes long. And we've been doing that in Denmark for like decades, for many, many years. And I will say that if you're learning Danish and you want to make it a little more fun, you can actually watch some of these julekalender or advents. Some are better than others, you know. Some depend on what you're into in general. One that I really like, or at least I liked it as a child, is called Alle Tiders Jul. But if you just Google Pyrus, yeah, this is very old school, I'm spelling it out to you. P-Y-R-U-S, P-Y-R-U-S, Pyrus julekalender, so julekalender. You can find some of these, and they're really useful because they're made for kids. So they're speaking really clearly, but it's not like super childish. They're actually talking about like real things, you know, like history of Denmark, or how Santa Claus became who he is, or elves, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So like there's a lot of Danish history that you can learn from those as well. So julekalender are totally bars. There's also one called The Julekalender. So that's like a mix of English and Danish. And basically what that is that we have these elves, nisser, and they're speaking in combination of Danish and English. So they might say something like, that must I not say, or, oh, the howl key, like the cave key, hule, or because you're the one with the biggest tenor, the grimmest toy, Hansi. So like they are combining English and Danish, and to be honest, I don't know if it's that good for learning, but it is really fun. And if you have like a slightly higher level than like the average student, let's be honest here, you might enjoy it. You might get a really good laugh out of it. Because it's not made for learning, you know. It's made for native Danes. Men julekalender, det er rigtig fedt. Like, julekalender er just awesome. Det burde I prøve. Like, it's something else. Skal vi lige have en til? Let's get one more of these. Den knaser. Så very crunchy. Ja. Du skal også passe på sine tænder. Gotta take care of your teeth. Men hvis I bor i Danmark, if you live in Denmark, så fejrer I jo ikke jul med jeres familie. And you're probably not celebrating Christmas with your family. Og hvordan har I det med det? How do you feel about that? Altså, det kan godt føles lidt mærkeligt at fejre jul i udlandet. It can feel a little bit strange celebrating Christmas abroad. Sådan har jeg det i hvert fald. At least that's how I feel. Det var første gang, hvor jeg er i Japan, ikke? First time, that was actually in Japan i 2011. Og det var juleaften, og jeg var sådan, hey, glædelig jul. I was like, hey, Merry Christmas, ikke? Christmas Eve. Folk var bare ligeglade. People just didn't care. Fordi det er Japan, because it's Japan. Så altså, jeg forstår det godt. I understand it. Det var sådan lidt ærgerligt. Det kan jeg sagt. Så hvordan har I det? How do you feel about it? Fejrer I overhovedet jul? You can celebrate Christmas. Men Man mener jo altid, at den rigtige jul, det er den, man voksede op med. I always feel that the right Christmas is the one you grew up with. Right? Fordi vi alle sammen sådan, vi er meget farvede, like we're very biased. Så jeg synes jo, at man skal have julemand og alt det der. And det er jo sådan lidt, at jeg synes julemanden er vigtig. Ikke? I think Santa Claus is important. Nisser og juletræ, the Christmas tree. I Danmark er vi jo protestanter. Ikke? We are Protestants. I mean, only by name really, let's be honest. We're pretty irreligious. Men det giver ligesom en vis kultur, creates a certain culture. Men i Spanien for eksempel i Spanien, så er det jo katolicisme, ikke? It's Catholicism. Og det er jo noget anderledes. It's kind of different. Med de hellige tre konger, like the three kings and all that. Så det er en anden slags jul, ikke? It's a different kind of Christmas. Den er så dejlig. I skal også lige se den her. You gotta check this one. It's so cool. Simple stuff. It's actually supposed to have like a thing inside. That's so sød. It's cute. Yeah. Nah. Let's do the final one of these bad boys. Vi har nogle brunkager. Brunkager. You can call it brown cakes. Brown cakes, my ass. Yeah, don't do that. That's just weird. That's the shit. So, brunkager, det er sådan nogle her, ikke? De er lidt hjerteformede. Well, not really heart shape. Som en blomst, like a flower. Kanel, cinnamon. Smagen af jul. Taste of Christmas. Okay. Ja. Brunkager er rigtig gode. They're really good. Fordi de ikke er super søde. Because they're not like super sweet. Er måske sådan 30% sukker. It might be like 30% sugar. Men det er ikke sådan, altså, du bliver ikke bombarderet. You're not like being bombarded with sugar. På den måde. It's not like that. En gang var det faktisk mad. It used to be food. Det kunne holde sig i lang tid. It could last for a very long time. Men altså, det er jo ikke sundt. It's not healthy. Der er meget kanel i vores julegodter. There's a lot of cinnamon in our Christmas sweets. Om man er til det, if you're into that, det er jo en smagssag. It's a matter of taste. Jeg elsker kanel. Jeg synes kanel er mega nice. I think it's super duper nice. Men jeg kender også mange, der ikke kan lide det. I know a lot of people who don't like it. Typisk er de ikke danskere, men altså, typically they're not Danish, but... Kanel er jo bare sådan... Ja. Det kan man ikke undvære. You can't be without cinnamon. Man skal have kanel, you gotta have cinnamon. Ja. Sådan kanel, altså brunkager, smager kanel, og så juleøl, ikke? Den her. Smager sgu godt. Tastes good. Ærgerligt at kun have en. Too bad I only have one. Ja. Det ville jo være sjovt, hvis der var flere danskere her. It would be fun if there was more Danish people here. Men der er jo ligesom en vis situation, ikke? There's a certain situation, der forhindrer det, that kind of prevents it. God sig. Det er fantastisk. It's amazing. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on this month. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you, I'm doing I call it the Danish Mastery, sorry, it's such a long name, I have to look over here. Danish Mastery Christmas Lottery. So I'm going to pick 10 people, yes, exactly 10 people, to get free access to the videos on the website. So you don't have to pay. However, I want you to be creative. I want you to write in the comments, not in the live chat, but afterwards in the comments, why you deserve or why you love Danish so much, why you're studying and how you came into it. Like, I want to hear your story. I want to hear your motivation. Because that's what it's all about. And it's Christmas, so, you know, I figure, why not be a little generous or whatever, you know. So do that. Write some comments about why you, of all people, deserve to get it. And then, let's see, today's the 7th. Let's say on the Friday the 11th, right? Yeah. Friday I'll announce who's gonna get it. I'll let you know by replying to those comments that I picked. And then you can write me by email. And then I'll give you access to the videos. I'll give you a guide how to join the website. Because you need to join the website, but that's free. And then I'll give you access. Alright? Super. It's my pleasure. Because sometimes I feel like the videos are being wasted if you don't, you know, go there. And most of them are on the website, not on YouTube, so. Det er sgu dejligt. It's nice. Hell yeah. Nå, skal vi gå lidt rundt? Let's walk around a little bit. Hvad har vi her? Her er en julesok. Whoop, camera. Don't go. Er der noget i den? Is there something in? Nej, den er tom. It's empty. Skuffende. Disappointing. Og så har vi en girlande. Sorry. Not sorry. En girlande. Garland or tinsel or what you want to call it. Den er jo lidt smuk. It's kind of beautiful. Guys may have noticed I have some kind of affinity for these shiny things. Og så har vi dem her. Ja, these. Også girlander. Also garlands. Tinsel. Jeg fandt dem i en kinesisk butik. I found them in a Chinese store. Det er så typisk mig. So typical me. Hvad har vi her? Masser af lys. Tons of plenty of lights. Hvor er det smukt. Hvor er det smukt. So beautiful. Og hvad har vi her? Har vi Danmarks flag. Danish flags. Det er sådan det skal være. That is how it ought to be. Og der er lige et maleri. There's a painting. That's not Christmas, but it's still awesome. Hvad har vi ellers? What else do we have? Vi skal tænde lyset her. Gotta turn on the light. Køkkenet. In the kitchen. Har vi også nogle lys. We got some more lights. Hvor er de fine. So nice. Og julemanden igen. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus. Det er dejligt. I don't know if you can see these. Is it too dark? You can see them. Hvor er de flotte. So pretty. Rør mig lige ved dem, ikke? Gotta touch them. De er ikke så varme. They're not that warm. Hvor er det flot. So beautiful. Og det får man jo kun én gang om året. You only get that once a year. Og det er derfor julen er noget specielt. That's why Christmas is special. Jeg ved godt, der er nogen, der ikke er så glade for julen. I know there are some people who don't like Christmas so much. Og det er også fair nok. It's fair enough. Men altså igen, det er jo en smagsag. It's a matter of taste. Jeg kan bare godt lide, at den er farverig. I just like this, very colorful. Yeah. Alright, is that... Yeah, that's about good. Alright, cool. Let's move a bit closer. We don't need to see your finger on the table again. That's fine. Alright, there you go. Sådan. Yeah. Anything else I'd like to tell you guys? Yeah. Men vi har smagt de fleste af dem her. We tasted most of these. Men jeg laver en til af dem her. I'm going to do one more of these live streams. Det bliver også rigtig fedt. It's gonna be great. Jeg skal spise nogle flere søde sager. I'm gonna eat some more sweets, because let's face it, we're never gonna run out of Danish sweets. We just won't. There's so many. Yeah. Men husk at tjekke julekalenderen. This julekalender thing, check it out. I'll put some, I don't know if I can put links in the description, it's gonna be complicated, but I'm gonna put some names. I'm gonna put some names in the description that you can check, so you know where to find some of this stuff, because it's really, really good for learning Danish. And it's nice. It's made for kids, but it's actually really nice. Remember the Danish Mastery Christmas Lottery. Right? 10 people. Give me some good reason why you deserve free access to how many videos? 340, almost 50. Tell me why. Tell me why you deserve it. Although I don't like using that word. Tell me why, and give a thumbs up to this video, because there's something called YouTube algorithm, and it's annoying, but it does help if you give it a thumbs up, for sure. I think that's about it. So, yeah. Glædelig jul! Gonna do a real one. Ho, 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 ho! Glædelig jul! I should have been fat. Merry Christmas. See you guys. Kom ud! Nej, jeg elsker mig ind i mit æg. So they like being inside their egg. Hvad har vi her? What do we have here? Blomster. Flowers. Mange, mange blomster. Many, many flowers. Det er et dejligt æg. It's a nice egg. Det er det ikke. It's not. It's not. Det er dejligt og fjollet. Let's pick it up. Sådan. Prøv lige at se her. Look at that. Det er et skønt syn. It's a gorgeous sight. Og så den her. Den er lilla. This one is purple. Woo! Det blæser. It's windy. I'm well aware of that. Prøv lige at se. Look at that. Sådan. Oh, that's windy. Oh, that's bad. Så. Rundt om hjørnet. Around the corner. Hvad har vi der? What do we have there? Det er en hat. It's a hat. Okay, I should put it on. Lad os gå herop. Let's walk up here. It's too windy everywhere. Gotta go inside probably. Nå. Og står vi her i skyggen. Here we are in the shade. Så kan I også se mig. You can see me too. Det er længe siden. It's been a long time. Woohoo! Måske ind i drivhuset. Maybe into the greenhouse. Herovre. Men nu er det jo forår. Now it is spring. Det kan man ikke benægte. Can't deny it. Åbner vi. Open. Sådan. Spinvæv. Spiderweb. Det er bedre. Sådan. Så i dag er det den 30. marts. Today is 30th of March. Og det vil sige, at i overmorgen er det den 1. april. And that means that in 2 days it'll be April 1st. Og så er der jo april snart. April snart. That's April's Fool. Okay? Og det er om 2 dage. That's in 2 days. Og lige nu er det 13 grader. Right now it's like 13 degrees. Eller måske 14. Maybe 14. Det kommer an på, hvor du er. Depends where you are. Men man kan godt mærke, at vinteren er forbi. But you can feel that winter is over. Ikke bare officielt, not just officially, men altså på en måde, hvor vi kan mærke det. In a way where you can actually feel it. Og for mig er det meget vigtigt. And to me, that's very important. Fordi vinteren er noget lort. Winter is shit. Ikke? I hvert fald i Danmark. In Denmark anyway. Lad os gå lidt længere ind. Whoop, that's dangerous here. Let's walk in a bit further. Okay. Det her, det er drivhuset. This is the greenhouse. En lille smule dødt. Kind of dead. Fordi vi har ikke plantet noget. We haven't planted anything. Eller, det er dødt. It's basically dead. Så lidt kedeligt lige nu. A little boring right now. Men om et par måneder, but in a few months, så skal jeg nok vise det igen. Then I'll show you again. Men der kan være tomater hen, tomatoes, agurker, cucumbers, vindruer, grapes, hvad ellers, chili, hemp, well not really, that's hard to get a hold of. Forskellige ting, different things. Lad os gå ud igen. Wait a second. Der er en mariehøne. It's a ladybug. Let me just flip the camera. Kan I se den? Nej, jeg kan godt se den. Hvad så? Hvad laver du? Hvad er det doing? Du kravler bare. Ja, du er så sød. You're so cute. Ja. Mariehøner, de er sgu okay. Ladybugs, they're okay. Det er et insekt, som vi godt kan lide. It's an insect that we like. Og dem er der ikke så mange af. There are not so many of those. Men vejret er dejligt. The weather is nice. Og du kan se, der er et spindelvæv. There's a spider web here, maybe you can't see it. Edderkoppen er også glad. The spider is happy too. Det er sådan et, sommeren er på vej. Summer is coming. Selvfølgelig ikke lige med det samme. Of course not right away. Men en dag ad gangen, one day at a time. Den kommer. It's coming. Og jeg glæder mig helt vildt. And I'm so excited. For det første, fordi jeg har fødselsdag. First of all, because it's my birthday in the summer. Og for det andet, fordi så får vi de her lange dage. We're getting these long days, hvor solen den går ned klokken 10, like the sun sets at 10. Det er bare fantastisk. It's just amazing. Det stik modsatte af vinteren. The direct opposite of winter. Så hvis du har været i Danmark, så ved du, hvad jeg mener. If you've been to Denmark, then you know what I mean. Nå, vi går udenfor. We're going outside. Og det kommer altså til at blæse lidt. It's gonna be a little windy, so don't be shocked or tune out. Woo! Vinden. The wind. Yeah, yeah. Vi går her. Walking here. Shit. Så. Solen skinner. Så det shining. Jeg kan godt sætte med på. I could wear these. Sådan. Flot fyr. Handsome guy. Nice. God t-shirt. Nice t-shirt. Nå, lad os åbne døren. Let's open the door. Sådan. Ind i køkkenet. The kitchen. I have to connect to the Wi-Fi. Give me a sec. Great. Ja. Her er vi så. Indenfor. Indoors. Det er dejligt udenfor. It's nice outside. Men det blæser. But it's windy. Og det er ikke så dejligt. That's not so nice. Fordi når det blæser, så kan vi ikke få lyden med. Because when it's windy, we can't really get the sound. Og det går jo ikke. And we can't have that. Men altså, det er forår. It is spring. Buddha? No, I don't think so. Og jeg vil gerne høre jer. I want to hear from you guys. Hvad gør I, når det er forår? Like, what do you do? Fejrer I det? Do you celebrate it? Eller er I bare utålmodige? Or are you just impatient, fordi I ikke kan vente på sommeren? Because you can't wait for summer. Hvad gør du som et individ? What do you do as an individual? Synes du stadig det er koldt? Do you still think it's cold? Eller savner du måske vinteren? Are you maybe missing winter? Der er jo nogen, som godt kan spring. Altså jeg kan godt lide at gå en tur. I like taking a walk. Det er meget hyggeligt. It's nice. Oh, I just saw someone writing about an exam. Yeah, but that's not my specialty. I sound like such an asshole. No, but have you contacted me on my Danish mastery? Because if you want to get into details, that's where you reach me. Right? That's the right place. Yeah. Also, well, I'm just going to say this in English because it's like a general advice. Like me walking around, I come to think of something, and it's that one of the best ways of learning is just listening a lot and watching a lot. So like if you're out in the yard or on the bus or anywhere, you can learn a lot from just like putting in your earphones, like some Danish, you know, maybe it's some of my videos, maybe it's some radio, some podcast or an audiobook or something. Like you can really learn a lot just by listening to that. You don't have to like watch everything. And I know, you know, you want the subtitles with translation, I get that. But you can actually learn a lot from just like listening to stuff, like, especially if it's around your level. And maybe it's some kid stuff, you know, that's still good. And, you know, remember that every time I give an advice, it's because I followed it myself when I was learning Japanese or Spanish. So I know it works. It does work. Så ja, lyt til noget dansk, listen to some Danish. Altså, jo mere jo bedre, the more the better. Det vil jeg foreslå. I'll suggest that. Yeah. Nå, men jeg har faktisk noget i køleskabet. I have something in the fridge. Og hvad er det? What is it? Ja, det er jo spændende. It's kind of exciting. Det er en øl. It's a beer. Det er vel ikke nogen overraskelse. I guess it's not really a surprise. Nah, 2 sekunder. I gotta use both my hands here, so you'll be kind of lying down. Whoop. Så. Mini Easter Islands. That's cool. Nej, det har vi ikke. We don't have that. Så, det her er påskebryg Easter Brew. Prøv at se, det er en kylling. It's a chicken. Det er fantastisk. What happened to my chicken? It's all out there. Nå. Den er fin. Skål. Cheers. Man kan ikke drikke alkohol midt på dagen. You can't drink alcohol in the middle of the day. Jo, det kan man godt, hvis man laver en video. You can if you're making a video. Ja. Men altså, lad os nu være ærlige. Den smager jo ikke så meget anderledes. Let's be honest. It doesn't taste very different. Det er bare for at sælge. It's just to sell it. Det er en Halloween-øl. Det er en juleøl. Det er en påskeøl. Det er en anything. Ikke? Når der er en tradition, ikke? When there's some kind of tradition, så handler det om at markedsføre noget. It's about marketing something. Så skal ikke tro på alt, hvad man hører. Don't believe everything you hear. Men altså, øl det smager godt. Beer is delicious. Tastes good. Især hvis det er gratis øl. Especially if it's free beer. For eksempel, hvis du nu køber noget sushi. For example, if you're buying some sushi. Og så kan ham, der arbejder, han kan godt lide dig. Han siger, du er en fin fyr. Like, the guy working there, he likes you. He thinks you're a nice guy. Og så siger han, ved du hvad, du skal have nogle gratis øl. You know what, you're gonna get some free beers. Det er fandme i orden. Hell yeah, that's okay. Det kan jo ske. It could happen. Well, it can. Og det er sket før. It has happened before. Og altså, sushi er jo godt, og øl er godt. Ikke? Sushi is good, beer is good. Det er jo bare perfekt. It's just perfect. Egentlig kan vi godt til den her. I guess I can take this off. Det er jo ikke ligefrem koldt. It's not exactly cold in here. Ja. Men altså, påske er jo også en tradition, ikke? Easter is a tradition. I nogle lande er den meget vigtig. In some countries it's very important. I Danmark er den er ikke super vigtig. It's not like super important. Men vi kan da godt lide påskeferie. But we like our Easter holiday. Selvom det måske kun er 3 dage, even though it might only be 3 days. Og i år mærker vi den slet ikke. This year we're not even feeling it. Nogle gør måske, some might. Men de fleste kan nok ikke mærke nogen forskel. Most people probably can't feel a difference. Så sådan er det. So that's how it is. Men altså, påsken har jo noget med Jesus at gøre. Ikke? Easter has something to do with Jesus. Han var en fin fyr. He was a nice guy. Ikke? Altså, jeg kunne godt lide hans hårstil. I liked his hairstyle. Det er jo altid godt. It's always nice. Så det er noget med kristendom at gøre. Ikke? Has something to do with Christianity. Og kulturen selvfølgelig. And the culture. Og så noget med at være sammen. Ikke? Something about being together. Fordi det er ikke sjovt at fejre noget alene. It's not fun celebrating something on your own. Det er bare ikke. It's just not. Så vi har alle de her højtider. We have all these celebrations, these, occasions. Så har vi jul og påske, Sankt Hans, what else? Sankt Mortens aften. It's not really a big thing. Mortens aften, not Sankt Mortens aften. Vi har de her små traditioner. Right? Have these little traditions. Og så har vi selvfølgelig også vores fødselsdage. We have our birthdays. Det er jo fordi, vi godt kan lide at være sammen. We like being together. Det handler bare om at finde en undskyldning. It's just about finding an excuse. Undskyldning, det lyder lidt negativt. Excuse sounds kind of negative. Det er bare et påskud. It's a pretext. Det er det der. Det er et påskud. Så ja, vi prøver at nyde livet på alle mulige forskellige måder. We're trying to enjoy lives in all kinds of ways. Jeg skal lige have noget mere øl. Let's get some more beer. Drik med respekt. Oh, that's kind of interesting actually. So it says, can you read it here? Yeah, I think you can see it more or less. So drik med respekt means like drink with respect. Like, we don't mean respecting the beer. We mean like, don't get drunk and then, drive. Or punch someone. Or start playing shitty music. That's also unforgivable. Rigtig dejligt. Really nice. Altså, hvad er det bedste? Det er øl. Øl, det er rigtig godt. Beer is really nice. Jeg synes faktisk, champagne er bedre. I actually think champagne is better. Champagne, det er bare sådan lidt magisk. Champagne is just kind of magical, Det giver sådan en bestemt følelse. It gives like a special feeling. Det synes jeg. I think so. Hvad med øl uden alkohol? What about beer without alcohol? det har ikke så meget smag. It doesn't have that much taste or flavor. Man kan godt drikke det. You can drink it. Men det er ikke en oplevelse. But it's not like an experience. Det synes jeg ikke. I don't think so. Jeg gjorde det meget i Spanien. I did a lot in Spain. Jeg havde en periode på 6-7 måneder, hvor jeg næsten ikke drak alkohol. I had a period of like 6 or 7 months where I always didn't drink alcohol. Så det var sådan et, hvad var det jeg sagde? Cerveza sin alkohol. Og så en gang øl uden alkohol. Så en gang kom jeg til at sige cerveza sin cerveza. Og if you understand Spanish, that means beer without beer. So that was pretty fucking stupid. No, anyway, jeg må hellere holde fokus. Better keep focus. Men altså, det smager godt. Ikke? It tastes good. Du skal have øl og pizza. You gotta get beer and pizza. Okay? Og så skal du have sushi. Og chili con carne. Mapo tofu. Mapo tofu, det er også godt. But you don't know what that is, mapo tofu, most of you. Yeah. Men altså, hvad er der at sige om påsken? What is there to say about Easter? Der er jo påskeharen. There is the Easter bunny. Og han er en ballademager. He's a real troublemaker. For 4 år siden, der lavede jeg en video om påskeharen. 4 years ago, I made a video about the Easter bunny. Now, some of you may already know this if you've been long-time followers. So others is like, what, really? Let me watch it. And so, det var 4 år siden. It's 4 years ago. Og det var sådan en sindssyg historie med påskehare chokolade. Like this crazy story about Easter bunny and chocolate. Som flygtede fra mig. He was like fleeing or escaping from me. Det var en vild video. It was a wild, crazy video. Den var 6 minutter. Last like 6 minutes. Så er meget lang. Men altså påskeharen, ikke? Han er vigtig. The Easter bunny, he's important. Og det der med, at han har alle de der æg. And the thing about him having all those eggs. Eller han gemmer dem, he's hiding them. Eller han skal finde dem, he needs to find them. Det man kan sige om påskeharen, det er, at det ikke er en særlig dyb mytologi. What you can say about the Easter bunny is that it's not a very deep mythology. For eksempel, så er der julemanden og nisserne, like Santa Claus and all the elves. There's like more stories to weave it all together. Det er også noget med kristendom at gøre, because like more Christianity. Hvor påskeharen er sådan meget overfladisk. Like the Easter bunny is very superficial. Det er der ikke noget galt i. There's nothing wrong with that. Men det er bare, det stikker ikke lige så dybt. It doesn't go as deeply. Ikke? Hvis du forstår, hvad jeg mener. If you know what I mean. Så sådan er det. Men altså, det er sgu stadig sjovt. It's still fun. Og ideen med, at der er en, der klæder sig ud som påskehare, the idea of someone dressing up as an Easter bunny, det er sgu sjovt. It is fun. Jeg har også nogle æg herovre. I have some eggs over here. Du kan bare se. Now you want to better flip the camera, that's easier. Det her, det er nogle påskeæg. These are some Easter eggs. Prøv lige at se her. Ja. Meget flotte farver. Very nice colors. Det er sådan lidt dinosauragtigt. It's kind of like a dinosaur. Det ligner ikke noget fra Rema. It doesn't look like something from Rema, the supermarket. Men det er det. But it is. Ja. Skal vi smage dem? Should we taste? Ja, det skal vi. Jeg bliver nødt til at vaske mine hænder. I gotta wash my hands. Habit. Ja. Men altså, påskeæg har jo ofte chokolade. Easter eggs usually have chocolate. Right? Og hvem kan ikke lide chokolade? Who doesn't like chocolate? Chokolade, det er bare super. Chocolate is just super. Så tilbage. Nu har vi en ren hånd. We have a clean hand. Så lad os tage den grønne. Stick the green one. Den er flot. It's nice. Undskyld. Så. Og god. Skål. Ja, okay. Det der er inde i, what's inside, det er marcipan. It's marcipan. Og jeg ved godt, der er mange, der ikke kan lide marcipan. I know there's a lot of people who don't like marcipan. Især hvis man ikke er vokset op med det. Especially if you didn't grow up with it. Så tænker man bare, ej, hvad er det for noget? You're just like, oh, what's that? Ja? Så er det bare klamt. It's just gross. Ligesom lakrids, right? Like licorice. Men altså, hvis man kan lide marcipan, ikke? If you like marcipan. Super duper. Super duper. Det er helt på en gang. Jeg kan ikke vente. Can't wait. Hvad laver I derude? What are you doing out there? Er I på arbejde? Are you at work? Eller sidder I og spiller computer? Playing computer game? Ja. Jeg sidder bare her. Kigger ud af vinduet. Looking out the window. Can't see anything. It's just a divine light. Det er en dejlig dag i dag. It's a nice day today. Det er bare dejligt. Jeg drikker som det er vand, drinking like it's water. And also, if you have some specific proposals for like future videos, like if there's something you really want me to do, maybe it could be some grammar or some slang terms or something me dressing up in costume, you know, like let me know. Tell me. Write it in this live chat or write it in the comments or text me at danishmastery@gmail.com, you know. Just try to tell me. Because I already covered a lot. I mean, you have all the phrases. I gave you so many phrases. But if there's something you feel that I'm, you know, not covering, if you feel like there's something missing, then let me know. Let me know and I'll try to get to it. Of course, in a crazy way. Of course, in a fun way. You know, it has to be interesting. That's a given. You know what you're watching. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for today. Can I see the live chat in here? That's the... well, okay. But yeah, you can reach me. You know where to reach me. Yeah. There's nothing else to say, but thank you for watching. I will see you soon, sooner than you think. And peace. Bye, guys. What's up, guys? Velkommen tilbage. Jeg står her, og i dag er dejligt varmt. Today is nice and warm. Jeg står her. Det er ikke her, jeg bor. It's not where I live. Men det er et dejligt sted. It's a nice place. Jeg skal lige sige hej til hunden. And say hi to the dog. Hej. Hunden hedder Alba. Hi, Alba. That's her name. Ja. Hun er sød. Ja, det er hun. She's so cute. Prøv at se den hale. Look at that tail. Yeah. Men i dag er det den 10. maj. Today is May 10th. Og det er næsten sommer. It's almost summer. Altså temperaturmæssigt. Temperature-wise. Whoop, der er du. Det er 20 grader. 20 degrees. Og det er jo dejligt i Danmark. It's kind of sunny still though. And that's nice in Denmark. Yeah. Jeg ved godt, at andre lande har meget varmere temperaturer. I know many other countries have like warmer temperatures. Men i Danmark er det her godt. But in Denmark, this is good. Og det er også dejligt, fordi så får man lyst til at lave de her livestreams. And it's nice, because whoops, and you wanna make these livestreams. You know? Når man kan gå udenfor, when you can like walk outside og nyde naturen, enjoy nature. Det er fandme smukt. It's damn beautiful. What did I say? Let's flip the camera, that's better. Lad os lige se her. Yeah. Hvor er det smukt. So beautiful. Lidt noget andet end at være inde i byen. Something different, you know, not like in the city. Jeg kan godt lide at være inde i byen. I like being in the city. Men det er dejligt at være ude på landet. It's nice being in the countryside. Den friske luft, fresh air, fuglekvidder, bird singing. Det er bare så harmonisk. Der er hun. Hvad så, Alba? Hvad så? Prøv at se. Look at that. Okay, kom her. Hvad så? Ej, hvor er du vild. Hvor er du vild. It's so wild. Yeah. Fantastisk. Oh, that's amazing. Hun er så sød. She's so cute. Ja, det er ikke min hund. It's not my dog. Jeg har ikke hund. I don't have a dog. Jeg har en kat. Derhjemme. At home. Her er jeg gæst. I'm a guest here. Det er sådan der. That's how it is. Der er en skov derude. It's a forest out there. Lige se. Kan I se den? Can you see that? Lidt. Der bliver bygget meget i det område. You're building a lot in this area. Ja. Det er meget fint. It's very nice. Så ja, det er forholdsvis varmt i dag. It's relatively warm today. Og det er rart, and that's nice. Fordi så kan man bedre slappe af, and you can relax more. Når det er koldt, så går man sådan og synes det er lidt irriterende. It's cold, you're walking, feeling like this. Kind of annoying, right? Så er det svært at slappe af. It's difficult to relax. Men i dag er vejret godt. Today the weather is good. Og det var også godt i går. And it's also good yesterday. Please do not delete afterwards. Well, probably not this one. It's other videos that I delete afterwards, and you know why. So, den dejlige luft. A nice air. De dejlige møbler. Nice furnitures. Yeah. Det er sgu behageligt. It's comfortable. Og der er hun igen. There she is again. Hvad så, Alba? Nå, hvad så? Hun er lidt nysgerrig. She's kinda curious. Hvad der sker derovre? What's going on over there? Det er spændende at være hund. It's always kind of exciting being a dog. Hun kigger på mennesker. She's looking at humans, people. Yeah. Sniffer hun lidt til græsset. Sniffing the grass. Yeah. Skal du spise det? You're gonna eat it. Whoops! Du er for tæt på. You're too close. Yeah. Hun er fin. Det er godt at have kæledyr. It's nice having pets. Ja. Jeg er mere til katte. I'm more into cats. Men det er dejligt at have kæledyr. It is nice having pets. Det kan være en hund, it could be a dog, eller en cat, or a cat. Eller en fugl, a bird. Måske en guldfisk, a goldfish. Kom an på hvad du er til. Depends what you're into. Men det er bare fedt. Det er bare fedt at have kæledyr. Det er sådan en slags lille ekstra ven, ikke? A little extra friend. Selvom de ikke forstår dig. Even if they don't understand you. Men man giver dem kærlighed. You give them love. Og opmærksomhed. And attention. Og så er de glade. And they're happy. Og meget taknemmelige. And very grateful. Mere taknemmelige mennesker. More grateful than humans. Så det kan man sige. Hvor er det rart. That's so nice. Se blomsterne. Yeah. And nice flowers. Yeah. Lige rundt igen. Oh, vi skal se herude. Look out there. Too bad I can't zoom. Oh, I can. There it is. Det er gult. It's yellow. Yeah. Det kan vi godt lide. We like that. Stille og roligt. Nice and easy. Jeg håber vi får mange sommerdage. I hope we'll have a lot of summer days. Fordi så kan jeg bedre gå i de her ture. And it's easier and better for me to take these walks. Omkring 20 grader. Around 20 degrees. Det er meget solidt. It's like very solid. Farvel til vinteren. Goodbye to winter. Lad os lige sidde lidt ned. Let's sit down for a second. Herover. Over here. En dejlig stol. A nice chair. Yep. Oh shit. Det var ikke så godt. Jeg sidder her. Prøv at se den plante. Look at that plant. Den er sådan lidt tropisk i det. So bright. Lidt tropisk. Ikke? Det er sådan lidt tropical. Det er lidt palmetræ. Ikke? It's kind of a palm tree. Og jeg ved ikke med jer. I don't know about you guys. Men jeg elsker palmetræer. I just love palm trees. De symboliserer et eller andet, ikke? Or they symbolize something. Og det er jo ikke så dansk, vel? It's not that Danish. danske træer, det er noget andet. Danish trees, that's something else. Men palmetræer, altså cactus or like cactus or cacti, aloe vera, like aloe vera, alle de der tropiske planter, all those tropical plants. Eller oliventræer, like olive trees. Yeah. Jeg tror faktisk det her, I think this is like an olive tree. Yeah. Det er det. It is. Yeah. Det er faktisk også meget nice. Det er meget nice. Jeg skal lige have noget vand. Gotta have some water. At least I drink better than Mark Zuckerberg. Skal vi sidde ned igen? Gotta sit down again. Fordi vi er så dogne. Because we're so lazy. Jeg håber det går godt derude. Jeg håber I har det godt. At I nyder jeres mandag. At I slapper af, eller nyder det gode vejr, you're relaxing, enjoying the good weather, alt det der, all that. Husk at se nogle flere videoer, ikke? Remember to watch some more videos. Mine videoer, my videos. Det bør ikke være mine. It doesn't have to be mine. Men I skal se videoer, you gotta watch videos. Sådan er det bare. That's just how it is. Right? You know what I'm saying? Så. Der er ikke så meget mere jeg vil sige. I think there's a lot more I want to say. Tak fordi I så med. Thank you for watching. Vi ses. See you. Bye.